This week, in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, a wild and scary scene unfolds when a jealous boyfriend shows up at his ex's new boyfriend's trailer with a gun in each hand. This leads to cold-blooded murder and a race to find the kidnapped ex, hopefully still alive. And that's somehow just the tip of this horrific iceberg. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Thank you, folks, for joining us today on another... This is a wild episode of Small Town Murder, let me tell you. Not like they all aren't, but this is seems extra crazy to me just with all the stuff going on here. Before we get to that, definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. What you need there, first of all your merchandise and everything like that, but your tickets for live shows starting out at the end of the summer, September 18th at the Pabst in Milwaukee. Get your tickets now. There's not a lot of those left, so if you want to get in there, get them right now. Also, the next night, September 19th at the State Theater in Minneapolis. Get those tickets right now. Minneapolis is actually losing to Milwaukee in the ticket race at this moment. And I know Minneapolis doesn't want to lose to anything in Wisconsin, so... Get in there, get your tickets, everybody. Do that. And then also October, we have Dallas, San Jose, Sacramento, and November, Tarrytown and Boston. So there you go, everybody. Get your tickets right now. Shutupandgivememurder.com, as well as listen to our other shows. We just finished up the Yahweh Ben Yahweh cult series on crime and sports with all their murders and everything like that. So feel like you'd enjoy that. And then also Your Stupid Opinions. If you like to laugh, that's the show you want. So get in there. Then get yourself Patreon. That's important. Patreon. Patreon.com/crime-in-sports, just like the name of our other show. And that is where you get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get every damn thing that we put out, every stitch of it. As soon as you subscribe, you are going to get hundreds, almost 400 back bonus episodes that you've never heard before. That's a whole separate feed to binge there. Then that's a lot. And then you get two, and then you get two every other week. So one crime and sports, one small town murder, and you get it all this week for crime and sports. It's part 2 of hostages because we found those fascinating, those hostage situations. So we'll get into more of that. And then for small town murder, it's prisoner dating game time, everybody.
There we go.
It is back again by popular demand. And line up 4 bachelors and 4 bachelorettes in front of Jimmy. And the only thing they have in common is they are all convicted violent felons. And Jimmy gets to pick one of each based solely on what they say about themselves and their profile. And then the fun begins when we start to find out what they did to end up there and how bad of a decision Jimmy's made. So that's a lot of fun. Patreon.com/crime-in-sports is where you get all that. And on top of that, you get everything we put out. And I mean everything. All you have to be is $5 a month or above. Everything we put out, all ad-free as well. Ad-free. You can't beat that. And then you get, I'm talking crime and sports, so Your Stupid Opinions and Small Town Murder. Then, on top of that, you get a shout-out at the end of the show, too, where Jimmy will mispronounce your name. So,
because what are we, the best there is?
I think we're trying. Yeah, we're giving it our best effort. So, patreon.com/crime-in-sports is where you get all of that. Disclaimer time.
Now we're talking.
It's a comedy show, everybody.
Sure is.
This is a comedy show. We're comedians, and we're going to make, nice to meet you, and we're going to make jokes, and people are going to die because the show's called Small Town Murder, and you go, well, how do you do that? And we say, tastefully is how you do it. That's right. Real tastefully. Like, it's real simple. You basically, what we never do is we don't make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why, James?
Because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags.
There you have it.
Real simple. That's the way you do it. There's plenty of other stuff to make fun of, a small town, because who cares? We're all from somewhere that deserves to be made fun of. Don't get all crazy and uppity about your own place. You'll make fun of somebody else. We'll make fun of a small town police force that lets a murderer go free because they're not doing their jobs. We'll make fun of murderers because fuck them. That's all there is to it. So that said, if you think true crime and comedy should never go together, maybe we're not for you, but we might be. Either way, no complaining later, but you should check it out because we think you would like it and will like it. So that said, I think it's time, everybody.
There we go.
To sit back. What do you say here? Clear the lungs here. Arms to the sky, and let's all shout. Shut up. up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody.
Okay.
Let's go on a trip, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, we're moving along. We're going to Cape Girardeau. How did I say that?
Girardeau?
Girardeau, yes. Cape Girardeau. He's Rico Suave is where we are.
Yeah.
Rico Suave, Missouri. Girardeau, I believe is how you say
Girardeau,
it. Girardeau. Yeah, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, which is Girardeau. So if you go, why are you confused about the pronunciation? Because it's French, that's why.
Yeah.
It's in southeastern Missouri, way down there. It's about an hour and 50 minutes up to St. Louis if you go all the way kind of up the border there. And then it's 2.5 hours to Memphis in the other direction. And it's 6 hours and 50 minutes to Maryville, Missouri, our last Missouri episode. It's a long time. Takes forever. That was episode 666. The Killer, the Kitty, and the Combine. That was a wild episode. This is in Cape Girardeau County.
Cape Girardeau.
Cape Girardeau County, also in Scott County as well. This town, area code 573, and it's got several nicknames, most of which have been taken by many other cities. Let's see. First of all, Cape. Which
Cape,
Cape, you go to the Cape, that's Cape Cod, that's, lots of capes. River City, which is, there's a million cities that call themselves River City.
Everything that's on a river.
There's a lot of rivers. And then one that's taken by many other cities, including a big one, the City of Roses.
Oh,
which
Portland, right?
Yeah, that's the you want to call yourself the Queen City too? Take Charlotte's shit, and somebody else might as well.
What about the one that doesn't sleep?
Yeah, why not? The city is named, a little bit of history here, named after Jean-Baptiste de Girardeau, spelled completely different, by the way.
Is that different John Baptiste too, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. He established a temporary trading post around 1733. So this is later. He was a French soldier stationed at Kaskaskia. Wow, Kaskaskia between 1704 and 1720 in the Louisiana colony of French, whatever the hell. So the Cape in the name is referring to a rock promontory that overlooks the Mississippi River. So there's this beautiful spot, this scenic spot that was later completely destroyed by railroad construction. So that's nice.
Turned right back into mud like the rest of that fucking river.
That's it. Here you go, everybody in Missouri. The great Mud River flows here. On May 21st, 1949, a large tornado ripped through the city.
Sure.
Killing 22 people. That's a lot. 22 people, hospitalizing 72, and injuring hundreds.
Wow.
It became known as the City of Roses because they had a 9-mile stretch of highway that, quote, was once lined with dozens of rose bushes. Not anymore. We can drop that name now, I think, since they don't exist anymore.
Because there was a place that had some rose bush. They didn't sell them.
No, they just, as you drove, that was there. Yeah. And there used to be a lot of prominent rose gardens around the community. That was like the thing to do, was to have rose gardens, but hardly any of them exist anymore too. So it's pretty sad.
It's an interesting bush that everybody's proud of when most of them look like dog shit.
Yeah, for a little while they look real nice.
It's a hard plant to keep going.
It is. My grandfather had rose bushes. And that would come back every year, no matter what. All the time in the winter.
Tried so hard. She put eggshells and coffee grounds, all kinds of shit in there. She just have more or less a garbage disposal full of shit in her yard. And they looked nice from time to time, but for the most part, they looked like a tangled fucking mess.
Interesting. Maybe it's too much care because my grandfather, I think, used scotch and Pall Mall ashes, I believe, was how that was his fertilizer. He spilled a little scotch in there while he was drinking it, ashed his filterless cigarette on it, I think. And they grew beautiful. Reviews of this town.
Yeah.
Here's 5 stars. I like the all-around atmosphere of the city. Growing up here, I have fondly come to like the place from the people I've met to the restaurants I've been.
Oh.
Yeah. In other words, I just don't want to go anywhere. I'm happy.
I eat and then I stay home and everything's great.
And it's great. Here's 3 stars. Cape has both its good and its bad. It depends on the area, really. Let me write that down. Hold on.
Yeah,
so you're saying in different parts of different cities, things are different?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
There
So
could
there's
be a
bad
nice part,
parts.
James, but then there could be a bad part.
Well, let me write that. I'm going to write bad parts.
Yeah.
I said I'm just going to put BP for bad parts.
Yeah,
that
that's
way
probably a good idea. And then
there we
GP.
go. For good parts. Yeah, I'm going to put that down. That way that's
Don't
now
forget.
Now I'll know that for later in case I'm confused. That's helpful. Areas around Legends Cape Girardeau bring lots of crime and trouble, but other areas can be nicer. Yes, you've mentioned that. You've mentioned some areas are bad, some areas are nice. The bars aren't that exciting, and there's only one club to dance at, but it could be worse.
You can shake your ass, but that's about it.
I love when someone complains and they go, but it could be worse.
Like, seen worse things. It could be worse, and specifically in those other areas.
Yeah. It's just, very bad in those areas. To me, it could be worse is the non-Italian way of saying, you know me, I can't complain.
Can't complain.
That's the non-Italian way of doing
it.
Here's 1 star. Don't come here.
Okay.
It's not like it was. Narcissists, druggies, drug dealers, killers, thieves, and thieves, not thieves, by the way. Thieves, apostrophe S also. So I don't know. You can make of that what you will. Killers, thieves, and don't come here. And don't come here. No peace.
All of those really awful things and narcissists?
And narcissists. So that's the really bad part. Killers and thieves and druggies, okay, but narcissists, now we're pushing it. No peace, no love, no empathy, empty eyes, no souls, no respect, no care, ruthless. You won't be able to leave if you come here.
What?
Why? Why can't you leave? I don't get why.
Thieves, they'll steal your car.
You can't get out. And you will have babysitters. I don't know what that means.
They're going to watch you to make sure you don't go?
I suppose so. It's like Widow's Bay. You can't leave if you're born here. 1 star, not as good as it once was. Crime, drugs, killings, shootings, harassment, fighting, no good jobs. How about the narcissists? Are they there?
What about them? He hasn't experienced them yet.
City won't fund enough law enforcement to combat overgrowing criminal activity. We'll be the judge of that. We have crime rates. Wow. It has a college, and they try to sweep all the negative news under the rug. City needs to put casino funds into things that will help the city, not in things that are a waste of money, meaning the money they get from the casinos.
Right.
Okay. People in this town, 39,415. It's grown quite a bit, this place. More women than men, which is kind of typical in college towns. Southeastern Missouri, I believe, is here. The college. So there's 52.2% women. Median age is much lower, too, because of the college. 33.9 is the median age, which is lower than the national average by about 4 or 5 years. The less married people, it's still almost 40% married here, though.
Wow.
Which is still pretty high considering that many kids. 18% are single with children, which college town, that's like that. Race in this town, 79.4% white, 14.3% black, 2.3% Asian, 1.9% Hispanic. And religion, this is, I don't know if that's a Christian school or what, but it must be because the religion here is as high as like Utah. It's wild. 78.3% of the people here are religious. That's a lot. And the top one, it's 15.5% Pentecostal.
I don't even know what that one does.
That's the snake handlers.
Oh,
well, that's the hardcore version of that.
The nutty one. Yeah.
But everybody with a snake is a Pentecostal for the most part.
Tongue speaking and shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a you get all that shit there.
Running into walls.
Whatever the hell's going on there? Yep. It's close. Baptist is a close second here. Unemployment is low. Here, median household income is also low, and that's typical of a college town as well. $69,000 is the average for the country. Here, it's $48,055 median household. Cost of living, which can say a lot here, 100 is average, regular. Here, it is 84. And
still
the house,
high.
A little bit high, yeah, for what it is, where it is. The housing is the lowest thing there is here. Median home cost here, $180,400.
Very affordable
for a median.
But it's out in the middle of nowhere.
There's not, unless you are a professor at the college. I don't know what you're doing here, working here. So if we've convinced you,
here we go.
Narcissists and druggies and killers and thieves and everything else doesn't drive you away, we have for you the Cape Girardeau, I think I said it right, Missouri Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for $880 a month, which is well below the national average, about a third below it. Here's the first house. It is a smoking deal. Needs a lot of work on the inside. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,500 square foot house. It's got like a grass hill going up it with the concrete steps. It looks like it's in Pittsburgh or something, this house. It's brick house. It needs a lot of work inside. There are rooms that are just stripped to nothing, but it's $45,000. So
that's amazing.
Put some work into it, and you got yourself. I don't know if it's in a shit neighborhood, one of the bad areas, BP, bad parts. I believe is what we called them. Next up is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3,543 square foot house.
Good size house.
It's good size. From the outside, it's not a lot to look at. It's yellow vinyl siding, 2-story with like a porch that looks like it's going to fall down on the upper deck there. It's not a big lot or anything like that, but that's a lot of house. If you have a few kids, it's a place you can store them. $164,900, and that is after a $10,000 price cut as well on that one. And then finally, you're I don't know, you're the dean of some horse shit at a I don't know what jobs there are at colleges. I didn't go to college.
You're the coach at CMU.
You are doing it. Here's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, T-bowl for each and every beehole over here. 5,724 square foot house.
Wow.
It's a big, nice brick, really nice house. It's on 3 acres as well. A lot of trees, some privacy to your neighbors. Real nice. $895,000 for that.
Holy.
Yeah, in Phoenix, that would be $17 million.
How many acres?
3.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. That'd be $17 million in Phoenix or Westchester. One of the two. Pick them. Either part of the country that we live in here. Things to do in this town. Oh, baby. It's the Barrel in Brews, and Bourbon and Live Music Festival.
Oh.
Let's get drunk and watch local bands.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Now it says, join us in the Heartland. Experience 2 unforgettable days of luxury spirit tastings. When I think of the Heartland, that's what I think about. Luxury spirit tastings. That's America.
Now that's your luxury.
That's real America right there.
Yeah.
That's the real blue collar America. Luxury spirit tastings. That's what it's about. Live music and delicious local food. Okay. They said they're excited to host a premier event celebrating fine spirits, supporting local vendors, and enjoying live music outdoors. Now, the music, we got DJ Nunye, Nune. Could be anything. Call it, this is the description, call it funky, jazzy, or whatever you want. But DJ Nunye's seamless blend of horns, electric sounds, and vocals forms an explosive combination.
Oh, boy.
Then there's Ed Callison and company. I'd like you to concentrate on picking up trends here, by the way, over the next couple. Music isn't just something Ed does. It's who he is.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, with a voice that can slide from rock to R&B to country in a single set. He brings heart and energy to every performance. Like a rock. Ed draws inspiration from a wide variety of legends, including Rod Stewart, the Beatles, Don Henley, Paul Rogers, and then Bad Company, that's their singer, Travis Tritt, Alan Jackson, John Mellencamp, Hall & Oates, Steve Perry, Leonard Skinner, Aerosmith, Foreigner, and many more. He just listed every band. He went through like his collection of, he was like, well, I got these guys, going through his phone. Well, I got a bunch of their songs. I should put him in there, probably.
This is all the shit he listened to in high school.
That's it. So he took inspiration. Next is My Posse in Effect.
Hell yeah.
Oh, no. There's a bunch of middle-aged white people in jogging suits. It's bad.
Oh, that's not, you can't do Sir Mix-a-Lot and Rex and Effects.
Oh, you can if you're these idiots. Taking you through the decades of their unforgettable hits, this 7-piece live band replicates the authentic Beastie Boys experience with 3 MCs, a world-class DJ, and visuals from their iconic video collection.
What?
The crowds get to relive carefree times and always sing along word for word in a party atmosphere. You're doing karaoke.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Beats me. Next up, Andrew Lee, an American country singer, music artist from Kentucky. Musical influences like John Prine, Hank Williams Jr., Alan Jackson, George Strait, Tyler Childers, and Morgan Wallen.
Okay, you had me for a minute.
No, and then you lost me. Ethan Carl is also there. He's a singer-songwriter born and raised outside of St. Louis with influences such as Parker McCollum, John Mayer, and Travis Tritt.
How do you have those?
For this incredible event, $45 a day.
Stop it.
$80 for 2 days, or you can get the 2-day VIP package, which is $195.
Wow.
She gets 8 drink tickets per day. You're going to get tanked. Jesus.
$195 to listen to that shit.
But you get a branded glass to take home. I mean,
God,
that seems worth it. Anyway, crime rate, what we are interested in here, and what people are so freaking out about in this town. Property crime, there's a reason. It's almost double the national average. So I don't know. They got crackheads and, people. Yeah. But that's also college towns. It's always higher.
Yeah, the property crime is definitely higher.
You get people doing dumb shit.
You bring a fucking event like Bourbon and Bones. What was it?
And you give people 8 drink tickets per day. You're going to get some property crime.
It's going to be a problem.
Violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and of course assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime is only slightly above average. It's pretty close. So not bad. It was probably at average, and then you add in all of the like frat party, non-consensual fucking weird shit that goes on there, and it goes way up.
Stray dick comes out and it's all over.
That's right. That said, let's talk about some murder here. Okay. Now that we're done talking about the impact of date rape on the crime rate, we'll move on to this here. Okay. Let's talk about a murder. Let's talk about a woman first. Man, what a journey she has here. Stephanie Lynn. Now, I believe she's born Pruitt, but then later on she goes by Stephanie Ray, and then she's back to Pruitt. So for the majority of this story is when she's going by Stephanie Ray. So we'll call her Stephanie Ray for now. She's born June 29th, 1974. And by the mid-90s, she is a single mother of 3.
Dang.
By 21, 22 years old.
Yep.
She's got 3 kids. She's single.
Same thing my mom did.
It's tough. That's a tough thing to do. And everybody, she's very nice. She's very into gardening, by the way. And
really?
Really into gardening. I mean,
you know what it is out there, James? Real
roses.
Fucking quiet.
Yeah, maybe. She puts angels all over her house, too. Real into angels and gardening. Right. She sounds like she's a 73-year-old lady is what she sounds like, but she's
looking for solace.
In her early 20s here. Yeah. But she's a very nice and kind, everybody says about her. By the mid-90s, she's in another relationship, not with the father of her children, but with somebody else, a guy named Russell Bucklew, Bucklew. Yep. Now, Russell goes by Rusty, of course.
Fuck yeah.
He's Russell Earl Bucklew, born May 16th, 1968, so about 6 years older than her. Sure. Old Rusty Bucklew. Okay. Now, Rusty is born with a strange illness that does not affect a lot of people. It's called cavernous cavernous. Wow, hemangioma. Okay,
sounds like
it's gross.
It sounds like something that attacks the Oompa Loompas.
I believe it does actually.
Yeah.
If you mess with the
vicious canid,
if you mess with the chocolate river, it'll happen. So. Now, this is clusters of malformed, weak-walled blood vessels that grow into, and this might be the grossest 4 words we've ever put together, and this is a murder show, that grow into spongy, blood-filled tumors.
Yikes.
Jesus Christ. God damn it, I was hungry. That's the thing. In him, in different places for different people. For him, it's mainly his face, head, neck, and the inside of his throat, the uvula, which is a little dangly thing there in the back of your throat.
Everywhere visible and the dangly thing.
And the dangly thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's pretty rare. It occurs in about 0.2% of the general population.
And then the ones that manifest everywhere your driver's license shows is even slimmer.
The oral cavity version, meaning the lips, tongue, palate, and uvula, is even more rare, with 0.002% of people are affected by this. This is
poor guy.
So fucking exceedingly rare. Like, this is, you really got dealt a shit genetic hand if you got this. This is bad. It's all fucked out. So
spongy, blood-filled tumors.
Think about spongy, blood-filled tumors.
Unbelievable.
Now we have contradictory kind of accounts of his young life. Now we know that he came from a stable home, meaning they weren't moving all the time, weren't getting like foreclosed on or evicted. Decent parents, meaning they worked, and the kids were like had clean clothes on and shit like that. So they have that, but there's also a lot of talk about his dad, Robert Bucklew, being kind of having a big temper and alcoholism and abuse and trauma allegations and all that kind of thing.
Did his spongy blood-filled tumors manifest at a young age, or was this something that he got later in life?
No, he's born with this.
My God.
This is something you're born with, and it develops all the time.
Fuck.
There's also a claim later that his house was filled with lead paint as a kid because he was born in 1968, and that he had a lot of lead. I don't know if he was eating it or what, but he had a lot of lead paint exposure that left him developmentally delayed.
Sure.
And that's a lot of lead paint. He also, by the time he's an adult and hooking up with Stephanie, has a son already that I don't think he sees ever at all, with a woman named Cindy Boyer. Now, he's not a good guy.
No.
You would think with your whole head full of tumors, spongy, blood-filled tumors, that you'd be like, I'm going to be nice to people because I'm gross.
Humility might be purchased with that, right?
No.
He's one of these narcissists?
He's one of the narcissist killers and thieves. By 1996, he's got 21 prior convictions and charges. Not good.
Yeah, it goes either way. You either deal with it and you feel humble, or you fucking lash out.
Big time. And this tells me that maybe his childhood wasn't such a great time because someone with a medical problem like that, and if they had good loving parents, I can't imagine they'd be doing things like burglary, theft, grand theft, felony stealing. Also attacks on previous girlfriends, physical beatings that he put on 2 different girlfriends in 1992 and 1994.
2 years apart? Didn't even learn.
Someone is willing to suck his spongy tumor-filled cock, and this guy is fucking beating them up. Is he out of his mind?
About it.
He should be so thankful and just so happy about that. Can you imagine? So he's got a lot of problems. And on top of that, if there's anything that could make him more irresistible, it's that he's also completely hooked on opiates for years as well, because these spongy, blood-filled tumors are painful.
Oh, so they're not comfortable?
They're a little uncomfortable, oddly enough, which I could see if all of his things were, like grumpy things, like, he punched a guy at the 7-Eleven or something like that, I would understand. But all these other things, it doesn't make sense. I guess he would be grumpy with this type of shit. Yeah. So he is dependent on these opioids for a long time before March of 96 and this whole time when all this is going to go down. Oh, yeah. He had it for a long time. He was in it. Now, and this is before, like, OxyContin even came out.
Yeah.
It came out in the
way
mid-90s.
Before the Florida hillbillies ruined the whole thing.
Absolutely. This is probably giving him morphine, for Christ's sake, back then or something like that.
Something ugly.
So Stephanie and Rusty. Let's talk about old Steph and old Rusty here. Now, they lived together for a while in a mobile home in the county. It was not a healthy relationship. Shocking. No. He's beat to now he's really figured it out. That's what it is. No, he's beat up his old ex-girlfriends, and it's not good. He's real possessive.
Oh?
Real jealous. Are you going out with a guy who's not filled with spongy, blood-soaked tumors? Is that what's going on? Are you seeing who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Is his face not filled with disgusting blood-filled tumors? Is that why?
If you found another guy exactly like me, I swear to Christ.
Oh, God. What are the odds? They're so small. This is bad. So Stephanie tried to leave him And there's an early breakup attempt where she tried to end things, and it did not go well.
He didn't allow it?
You could say that. That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
He tied her to a bed with dog chains.
Oh, boy.
And put a knife to her throat and told her he was going to kill her.
Uh-huh.
That's an option, or flowers. Mm-hmm. One of the two.
Rose City, babe.
Wow, that's insane. She talked him out of killing her and talked him into letting her go.
Yeah.
And the moment she got let go, she went right to the police.
Okay.
And a warrant was issued for his arrest. Okay, now, during one of these tumultuous times, because remember, she has 3 kids with her too.
Right.
So in tow. So during one of these tumultuous times, she needed a place to stay during one of these breakups. And a coworker offered her, you guys can stay at my house.
Sure.
At his house, I should say.
Oh, boy.
Which
That's
is
going to go real well.
That's going to go over real well with Spongy Tumor Face. So this is Michael Houston Sanders is his name. It's a pretty cool name. Michael Houston Sanders. It sounds pretty badass.
Sounds like he can cook some meat.
Cook some meat or, something. I don't know. Born December 1st, 1968. He's from Granite City, Illinois. Oh. And he's the son of Jerry and Dorothy Joe Sanders.
Sure.
And he is also a single parent as well.
Oh.
He has 2 small boys, John Michael and Zachary, who at this time are like 4 and 6.
Yeah.
And he's been raising them completely by himself in a trailer, just working and doing that. His wife left and just left him completely, left the kids.
That's rare, right?
High and dry. It's not normal. Yeah, there's something wrong there when the woman leaves kids behind and doesn't give a second thought. Yeah. And you could say that's as sexist as you want. That's just nature. Yeah. They literally have chemicals inside of them telling them not to do that. We don't. It's a miracle
that
any
shit all the time.
It's a miracle that any guy stays around because biologically, that's not how we're set up. Biologically, we're set to go, great, we put one in you, who's next? That's biology.
You got this one taken care of? Hang on to that one for 18.
Yeah, for us to stick around, it actually takes some thought control. For women, I think it's, obviously they have the stress and everything like that too, but there's like biology telling them don't let anything happen to this baby.
There's nothing attached to me with that thing.
Nothing at all, no. Yeah. You look at it, you go, whoa, what is that? Jesus, that's... I did that? Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, if you say so, sure.
Yeah. You had to cut that thing off of you, for Christ's sake.
Man, it was, even when it came out, it was still attached. So, now, he waited 2 years after she left to file for divorce because he wanted her to come back, essentially. But he's very much a good father. Said, he sewed homemade Halloween costumes for the kids.
Attaboy.
That's all he could afford, and enrolled them in a daycare where the workers would marvel at the single father dropping them off and picking them up after work. Look at him, marveling. That's the other thing. The standard for us is so low. He dropped the child off, then went to a place, worked, and then came back and picked them up.
But you know what's even more impressive?
Amazing.
Before he did it, he filled out some paperwork and paid a bill.
He paid a bill.
Can't
believe it. They show up with like lunch boxes every day, and their shirts are on the right way, shoes on the right feet. It's incredible. One of the workers said they came before everything. No matter where he was, he had them with him. Yeah. So they're a little,
it's kind of the way it goes.
Tight-knit group. Well, you have to be at that point, Now, are they together, Stephanie and Michael? That's the question.
No.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, they are. They're coworkers. They work together, but some people from work go, oh, no, they're just work friends. But then other people who know them better at work are like, no, they're hooking up also. They're work friends who it became more, So somehow she ends up on Valentine's Day, 1996. She is back at the trailer that she has with Rusty.
Uh-oh.
So she was just there for a couple days, and then she's going back and forth, and you know how these relationships work. Yeah, and typical. When I tell you the rest of Stephanie's story and everything, I don't know what kind of background she came from as far as who her father is. Her mother seems pretty solid. I don't know who her father is, but he must have been a giant gaping asshole because no one who had even a fucking remotely decent father, even one you saw once a year who sent you a birthday card, would put up with the shit that she puts up with for the most part. But it's a lot. So on Valentine's Day 96, she ends it with Rusty.
Done. On Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Romantic.
Yeah.
So he moved out of the trailer that they shared and went to live with his parents. So
left her with all the kids?
He's going to be thrilled, as you can imagine. Yeah. Well, they're not his kids, so he...
Okay. He has kids from another relationship.
He has a kid from another relationship, but who knows where that kid is, or I assume with its mom, but not with him. Probably for the best, honestly. Kids, they're weird. They don't want to look at some sponge-filled tumors.
No.
Blood-filled
Dad's
spongy
growing
tumors.
flowers on his neck. What's going on?
Thank you. It's shit sticking out of him.
Yeah.
So he moves back in with his parents, and there's that. Okay. So a few weeks go by, nothing happens. Nothing. About 3 weeks go by where he left. He's not banging on the door. He's not tying her to beds with dog chains. Yeah. Nothing's happening. Then on March 6th, 1996, here he comes. Okay. Here comes Rusty. He goes back to the trailer and he finds Michael Sanders there.
Yeah.
This is the trailer that he shared with her.
Oh, boy.
So he considers this his house, even though it's not. But for him, everything's his,
Yeah. I used to live here.
Yeah. So he sees what's going on and he's like, oh, she's fucking this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm pissed off about it. Okay. So then this is what happens. He gets there, sizes all this up, and then quickly, I'll read from later court documents, quote, Buckaloo returned to the trailer he had shared with Ray, meaning Stephanie, found Michael Sanders there and concluded that Sanders and Ray were romantically involved, put a knife to Sanders' throat and threatened to kill Sanders if he ever came back to the trailer.
Oh, kicked him out of
her trailer.
Somebody else's house.
Yeah. I don't know if she hired him as a temporary bouncer or what, but he kicks him out at knife point, mind you. So... that's how that went. Later on in the same evening, and then Rusty left after that.
Yeah.
He, with the knife, got him out of there. He's like, you keep him the fuck away from here, and then he left. But later on that evening, he comes back again, Rusty does, and finds Stephanie alone now. So Michael Sanders didn't come back. I mean, that's what he wanted. And I'll read again. Quote, Buckaloo returned to the trailer, found Ray alone, threatened her with a knife, cut her jaw, and punched her in the face before leaving. He sliced her. He sliced her with the knife, like put it to her throat and sliced her a little bit, and also punched her in the face. She called the cops.
Good, yeah.
So, by the way, she's going to have a scar on her jaw after that. There's
Forever.
a picture. Yeah. There's a picture of the cut and the scar afterwards, and I'll post it on social media as well. Okay, so she calls the cops. Mm-hmm. Now, Rusty, the next day, March 7th, 1996, Rusty calls Stephanie at work, which is a place called Ceramo. I don't know what they do. I tried to figure it out, and I can't. So, and he made the threat here. He makes a threat and says, well, this is a quote at the time from Stephanie, quote, he said that he knew I'd been cheating on him and that he would if he ever seen Michael around me again. He said he'd kill him and me and all the kids.
And all the kids.
He said he'd kill us all, is what he said. Oh, yeah. I'll kill you two and all the kids. Your three and his two. We'll make this a 7-pack here. Lucky 7. After that call, Stephanie stopped going back to the trailer. She moved basically out. She never went back again because she was terrified. So she moved in with Michael Sanders full time because she couldn't.
I mean, that's one way to force him somewhere else. That's what you do. Yeah.
You're pushing her right at this guy. Like I said, well, I mean, if he hadn't at one point tied her up with dog chains and wasn't an abusive monster to begin with, maybe he could have won her back with some niceties, but no.
It is fascinating how a tumultuous, toxic relationship like that with a jealous person that behavior literally forces them to do exactly what it is that you're terrified they're going to do.
It's the same thing if you tell, if you have a teenage daughter and you tell her you can't ever see that boy again, she's going to run to that guy. You're just forcing it. Unless you can.
You may as well be holding his hips.
Yeah, while he thrusts.
He doesn't have to thrust.
Let me roll that down for you. Let me roll that down your shaft for you there, big guy. I want to make sure
there's his sunroof and help you out.
Jesus Christ, man.
Good Lord.
You're doing that though. You're pushing people into shit. Unless it's like a kid that you can physically say you can't leave this area. If it's an adult, you cannot force an adult into shit. You can't. It's impossible, and you shouldn't try.
And it's about 8 to 10 is about the threshold there, because after that, depending on the child and how willing they are to fucking rebel, you could really start a problem.
Unless you have an insane kid, it's up to pretty much through the time they get a car is pretty much you can tell them where to go and what to be. Unless you're one of these kids that's like, fuck you, and runs out the door and runs away. But then you've probably abused them. That's why they do that.
Yeah. There's 13-year-olds that go get pregnant, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They don't have good home lives for the most part. It's not something, for the most part. I'm sure there's 3%, but for the most part, that's an escape from something. So
it's fucked up. Just calm the fuck down. Be nice.
I would say. So she's living at her parents' house, her mom's house, mom and her mom's boyfriend, and Russell is living at his parents' house. So they've both gone way backwards and shit from his bullshit. Now the charges from the attack here, that he came to the house and did all this. He's going to be charged with burglary, assault, stealing, false imprisonment, and unlawful use of a weapon. So that's a lot. Those are a lot of charges. He's looking at some, and especially with his priors.
10 to 15, right?
He's looking at some time here.
Yeah.
Then March 21st, 1996 comes along. Yeah. Okay. Now, Russell here, Rusty.
Yeah.
Senor Rustolium here. He steals a car, his nephew's car.
Yeah.
So, sort of stealing. Borrows his nephew's car without permission, we'll say.
Makes his nephew let him take it.
Yeah. Then his brother, by the way, and I feel bad for this guy's brother after all this, is a Jefferson City police officer.
Shit.
He's like, yeah, my jerk-off brother. Yeah, that's great. And which is a lot of times this is what happens if you have an abusive background. You have one kid who's a complete criminal fuck-up and the other kid's a cop. That's kind of how it goes.
That cop ain't so...
Exactly.
Cop.
So he also, in addition to stealing his nephew's car, he steals 2 of his brother's pistols.
Oh.
And his 2 sets of his brother's handcuffs.
Okay.
Now, I don't know where he keeps all this shit, but he stole it all. And he also takes a roll of duct tape and 2 knives.
You already got handcuffs.
He's got 2 pistols, 2 sets of handcuffs, a roll of duct tape, 2 knives, and a stolen car from his nephew.
Wow.
That's his inventory right now.
Sure.
Now, before leaving the house, his parents' house or his family's house, whatever, with all this shit, he sits down and writes a note to his own family. Mm-hmm. And he asks them, among other things in the note, please don't report the car stolen to police. I took it. I'll bring, it's fine.
It's not stolen. I'm borrowing it. I'll bring it back. I'll bring
stolen. It back. Yeah. Chill out. So in the afternoon, he drives from the Troy area down to Cape Girardeau County. Yeah. And he finds Stephanie. Because that's where he's going and what he's up to.
Yeah. Where's she at?
Well, he finds Stephanie, but he does not approach her. He stalks her for the day.
Nice.
Yeah. He began, this is from Court Docs here, Bucklew began surreptitiously following Ray as she left work and ran errands. Just following her, watching her, ultimately discovering where she lived by then following her back to Michael Sanders' trailer.
Ew.
So that's what she did. He knew where she worked, so he went there, and then she didn't recognize that car because it's his nephew's. And he followed her and stalked her all day. So he follows her back to the trailer. She's inside. And obviously, so is Michael. Michael and Stephanie are inside, plus 4 kids are in the trailer. Michael's 2 sons and 2 of Stephanie's children are in there. Don't know where the third one is, but 2 of Stephanie's kids are there. I think the third one was possibly at a nearby neighbor's house or something, playing. So at the trailer, Rusty arrives, but he doesn't follow her up to the door or follow right in. No, he lays back and waits for a while, a period of time. Sits, stews, watches, just sits. Builds, exactly. Builds. Not now, this could also be taken, you could also cool down in a time like this, or you can build up. And he's building up.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and finally gets up the balls to go up and knock on the door.
Oh, Jesus.
Why?
What is it? Nothing good's coming from that.
Nothing's good. So nothing good could come of this. So one of Michael Sanders' little boys, the older one, opens the door.
Oh, shit.
And he now Michael Sanders saw Rusty coming through a window, and it was too late to tell his son not to open the door. He already opened the door. So he knows what's going on. He sees this guy's coming over. Last time he saw this guy, the only time he's met him, he put a knife to his throat. Right. So threatened to kill him. So what he does is he grabs the kids, yells for his son, moves the kids into another room, all 4 small kids toward a back bedroom, and he also throws them in a back bedroom, goes in another back bedroom and grabs a shotgun. Nice. So now Michael's got a shotgun. Now, Rusty, when he came through the door, he already had a pistol in each hand.
Nice.
That's how he crossed the threshold. Fucking guns blazing, Doc Holliday style.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's how he comes as a cowboy right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate, kicking. Okay, I see him. I know a little kid opened it. Not as cool, but kicking open the door and just.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's wild. He's got a pistol in each hand. Michael Sanders steps into the hallway holding a shotgun.
Here we go.
So now we have at this hallway, we have the kids in a back bedroom and this is a trailer hallway.
Right.
So small. This
Very
isn't a big
narrow hallway.
Yeah, this isn't a big giant hallway. No. Very narrow hallway with walls that, echo and shit.
And if you do a chicken dance, you're whacking funny bones.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one at the end of the hallway with a shotgun, and then at the front of the hallway, you got 2 guns pointing here. This is a standoff. Now, apparently, Rusty yelled, "Get down," and then, without any other warning, just started firing his guns. So Michael Sanders is hit with 2 bullets, one of which enters his chest and rips through his lung.
Shit.
And he drops the shotgun. Drops the shotgun on the ground. It goes off and blasts a big hole in the trailer wall. Okay. Now Sanders is hit twice, once in the lung and I believe once in the leg.
Shit.
Not good. So he's down. Now, one of the kids, John Michael Sanders, the 6-year-old, who was a first grade student at the time, he described it as, he was playing Nintendo and someone knocked on the front door.
Oh, Jesus.
I hope it was Sega for at least his sake by then. Hope he wasn't playing original NES in 96. That's rough. It's almost worse than this situation. It's bad. He's the one who unlocked the door and saw Rusty come in with a gun in each hand. And he said that, he just saw the guy come in and he shot his father, basically. That's it. So Michael Sanders is on the floor, slumped down, holding his chest and bleeding to death. And then Rusty aims the gun at his head to finish him off. Final shot here, but he sees the 6-year-old. So you would think opposite. I was going to say.
No.
You would think. I mean, I've seen movies where killers can't kill people because what the hell's what is the movie where the guy says it's fucking Al Swearingen in Deadwood, the biggest he's gonna stab Seth and he looks up and sees his kid and he goes, the fucking kid unmanned me, he unnerved me, I couldn't do it. He goes, he just took it all, unmanned me, he said. This instead, he sees the kid, pulls the gun away from Michael Sanders and swings it at the 6-year-old and starts firing at him.
Oh boy.
The 6-year-old he's going to kill.
Is the kid running? What's happening?
No, he's in shock, standing there. And it's a trailer, so, I mean, it's all pretty small. He fires a shot at his head and misses.
Wow.
Luckily, he's not a great shot.
Terrible shot.
Or he's on a lot of pills, one of the two.
Yeah.
Now, the kids run in and hide in a in a toy box in the closet. All 4 kids are in this by then. It's at this point where he turned back to Sanders when the kid ran away. He didn't chase him. He turns back to Michael Sanders, and now Stephanie gets in the middle of it.
She's here, too.
She's been here the whole time.
Yeah.
She's in the middle of it. She steps between Rusty and Michael as Michael is dying on the floor. Rusty orders her, get down on your knees, he says. She says no. Okay?
Well.
Don't want to. So he pistol whips her in the face. Real hard. Breaks her jaw or her cheekbone. There's a little discrepancy on which one. But either way, fucks you up.
Broke her face. Yeah.
Broke her face, and basically she drops to the kitchen floor half conscious after this.
Okay.
He then whips out a pair of handcuffs, handcuffs her behind her back, and drags her out of the trailer as the children scream.
Sweet Jesus.
Drags her out in handcuffs, throws her in his nephew's car, and drives away.
Wow.
Well, imagine you're one of these kids. Could you imagine a more traumatic? They were playing video games 4 minutes ago. Everything was fine.
Being so innocent and children-like.
Snack pack, fucking kicking it, doing whatever, and then knock on the door.
Bang, bang. Yeah.
Put your teddygrams down. You go fucking, hey, lots of people. Maybe it's one of their friends coming by.
Yeah.
And here comes a guy with 2 pistols. There's gunplay. This is going on. Your mom's smashed in the face. This guy's shot in the head, and she's out in the car. And now you're alone with a dead guy or a dying man. What a horrible
96.
96.
Might be a new flavor of bonkers out too. Remember
Dude,
those?
you're gonna get all sorts of shit here. Yeah, you got the new flavor of bonkers, which is much better. They've already added the purple horseshoe to the Lucky Charms. Things are going well.
It's a good time.
It's a good time to be alive. Unfortunately for Michael Sanders, he's not going to find out exactly what a good time it is to be alive because he's bleeding to death on the floor of his trailer. Now, witnesses outside called the police because they said they heard shots from the trailer because, oh man, is that loud.
And then the wall opened up.
Yeah, inside a normal house, gunfire is muffled. Inside of a trailer, it's like a speaker. It's like a megaphone for gunfire.
Inside the house, it might be loud inside a house.
But from the outside.
Inside a trailer, it is a speaker box. It is.
It makes it even louder on the outside.
Right.
It's crazy loud. Yeah.
Sounds like
it's a megaphone.
Sounds like a 96 Accord just drove by.
Yeah.
Trunk full of speakers.
Trunk full of 15s. So they said we heard shots and then we saw a man forcing a handcuffed woman into his car. So we figured we should call.
Probably where they came from.
I would imagine. I figured we should probably call. So
the chances of it being 2 different places right now are crazy.
Probably off. Yeah. So he starts driving. This is going to be a 100-mile drive they're going to take.
Where are they going?
Around. Just
not
he doesn't have a plan.
100.
He doesn't have a plan. At all.
Boy. Oh no.
During the drive, Rusty demands sex.
Yeah.
He says, "You're going to have sex with me." She said, apparently she didn't comply with everything he wanted from her. So with her hand still cuffed, he drives to a wooded area in the middle of fucking nowhere, pulls the car off, puts her in the back seat and rapes her while she's still handcuffed. Okay. If that's not bad enough, then he gets back behind the wheel of the car and turns north onto Interstate 55 towards St. Louis with a bleeding woman with a broken face who's just been raped with her hands cuffed behind her back while she's worried about her fucking kids back at the trailer and her dying boyfriend. This is horrific, okay? So, obviously. So they do this. Now this is the craziest part of all. I've set the scene.
Now it's crazy?
He's crazier now. Now he starts saying that he is not going to go down for this.
Just surrendering.
He's, quote, not going back to jail.
Oh.
Quote, unquote. And he says, he starts telling her that he found it funny that he killed Michael Sanders and that he knew he's dead and he's going to die even though he was still alive when he left because he used hollow point bullets and it's so far out in the country that they'd rip through him and it would kill him before anybody will have a chance to help him. So he's not worried about that. Yeah. Then he says he's not going back to prison and he will take as many police officers with him as he can.
Okay.
Imagine you're Stephanie, how terrifying this has to be already for this whole thing. Then he makes it worse.
Yeah.
Then he reaches down and over and over again plays the same song.
What is it?
Bon Jovi's Blaze of Glory. Oh,
what?
I'm going down over and over again. In a blaze of glory, over and over again.
Not even dead or alive. He went with
in a blaze of glory. No, he wants this because he's going out in a blaze of glory, is how he puts it. He's going to have a gunfight with the cops at the end. Over and over, it would end, fucking repeat, back to one. Imagine
Dead or Alive, Blaze of Glory. Those are different songs, right?
Very different songs, yeah. It's
different
more acoustic.
albums, different genres of Bon Jovi.
Yeah. It's the one of Dead or Alive is more acoustic. It's more
that's from
slow.
From Young Guns.
Young Guns.
Blaze of Glory is on that fucking horrible Bon Jovi
that's like
Bed of Roses and shit.
Like hair metal Bon Jovi as opposed to like kind of pop rock Bon Jovi it was before. That's when you get into his wannabe like, I'm getting real 80s, man.
It's so hard to... glory. Because there's a couple of good songs that he does sing.
Oh,
right?
God. I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
It's fine. I mean, you can listen to it and go, yeah, this was a time that I can hearken back to another time, but Bon Jovi sucks, right?
It's pretty much, when we were kids, Bon Jovi was a wuss band. Let's be realistic. It was a wuss band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Remember, like Beavis and Butthead, they gave the kid a Winger shirt. They could have just as easily given him a Bon Jovi shirt.
Yes.
Nobody was cool at like Bon Jovi. You know what I mean?
No.
That was that was like chick music, and like
they really had just the song from Young Guns, and it was only cool because in the movie. Outside of the movie, it sucks.
It's stupid. He had that crappy Bad Medicine song that was terrible. He had so many bad songs. There's so many more too. Like there's so many you'll hear and go, that is Bon Jovi too. That's right. They had a lot of hits. Now I can't hate him just because he's a guinea from New Jersey. So there's something about that I like hearing stories about his family. Like he travels. He doesn't have like an entourage. He has like his brothers and dad and his uncles, and they like rough people up for him and shit. Like I'm like, that's awesome. Kind of. He brings like his little goon Italian family with him. I like that. That's fun.
It's fascinating that we collectively, as a country and a world, passed that as good.
That was good.
Great. His guitarist fucked the hottest woman on the planet, married her.
For a while, yeah.
For a while.
Till she found other scumbags to be with.
So she was like, oh, this is trash. I'm going to go fuck somebody trash here.
Bon Jovi's dad and brothers beat up Sebastian Bach, which is hilarious.
He's huge.
He's like 6'5", but he weighs like 86 pounds.
Oh, does he? He's skinny?
He weighs, back then especially, this was when Skid Row was opening for Bon Jovi because they're both from New Jersey.
Got it.
Bon Jovi found Skid Row.
Yeah, right.
So
they were East Coast, and everything was happening out in L.A., and they weren't
exactly.
They couldn't afford to go out there.
No. So he I guess he said something opening on stage that he didn't intend to be insulting, but that the Bon Jovi clan took as insulting. And he said he got backstage, and all of a sudden, here's every male relative Bon Jovi has fucking picking him up and throwing him in a room and beating the shit out of him, telling him to fucking watch his mouth. I was like, that's hilarious.
Sebastian probably felt zero fear around him because Sebastian's dick is probably bigger than Bon Jovi is.
Taller, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he said he was like, what the fuck? He was terrified. He said, thought they were going to kill me and throw me in a fucking garbage compactor. He goes, this is crazy. I'm just in a room with a bunch of angry Italian guys. He goes, I didn't know what the hell to do. Because they look serious.
Did his family muscle his career into being
I don't
legitimate?
think
it's bad.
It's bad, but I came up. Think about the 80s, though. There was way worse shit than that.
Yeah.
Way worse shit than that. I mean, that was great compared to others. But anyway, they're flying down the road while this poor woman is bleeding, and he's saying, I'm taking as many cops as I can with me in a blaze of glory, just fucking singing along over and over again. Too much. Jesus, not even It's My Life. I'll do, all that shit. He could have done that one. That's
15.
I don't know. Who knows? Trying to think of Bon Jovi's song. He said, wow. Now, there's cops everywhere looking for this car.
Yeah.
Everywhere. There's a description had gone out over the radio from the neighbors, and so they're looking, and it's a 100-mile deal here. And finally, at 10:30 or 11 p.m., somewhere in there, the highway patrol spots the car on Interstate 55 south of St. Louis. And several patrol cars pursue the vehicle north on I-270. The chase ends near the U.S. Highway 40, going across, when Rusty's vehicle hits he rear ends a patrol car.
Nice.
They're trying to box him in, and he bashes into a patrol car. So down, I guess, near the Festus and Crystal City stretch here, as Rusty approached the St. Louis Metro, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, that's when they were all following them. By the way, when the car was stopped, when it's hemmed in by patrol cars after he rear-ends somebody, they said they saw Rusty pointing a gun at Stephanie's head and gesturing for the police to go away.
Oh, boy.
So now he's got a hostage
in
a car, which is fucking insane. Then somehow through all of this, we're not sure exactly how it began, but gunfire starts to erupt.
Oh, boy.
Now it's a shootout.
Yeah.
And they're shooting at him, and he's trying to duck down and shooting shots out the window at them, and they're firing at the car, which is crazy because there's a fucking hostage in there.
Yeah.
But he's firing at them. We think that he fired at them first is why they would fire into a fucking occupied car with a hostage in it. That's crazy. You don't do that.
Aren't they trained not to do that?
I would fucking hope so. But if someone's firing at them, I guess then they're like, well, I'm justified no matter what. Even if I kill this lady, I suppose. Which also you're getting shot at. So I don't know what the procedure is for that. So
firing while taking cover is another thing too. I don't know. Just
something. Take cover. Yeah, I guess.
Is she hit?
Well, they hit him twice.
Wow.
They hit Rusty once in the chest and once in the head.
Oh.
But don't kill him.
He's alert?
When he is shot at some point, he accidentally shoots his gun and shoots Stephanie in the leg.
Okay.
He got shot in the gun, and it was like bang, bang, one of those, and he shoots Stephanie in the leg by accident.
Fuck.
That one wasn't even on purpose. But this is all happening from less than 10 feet away, by the way. There's they got him hemmed in. There's a police car next to him, and then they're outside the police car firing over here, and he's firing back at them.
Oh, Jesus.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Chaos. Fucking chaos. So Stephanie survives being shot in the leg, pistol whipped, raped, dragged around.
Oh, fuck.
It's insane. Rusty, took a bullet to the head but survived, which is crazy. And he began, I guess that's when he slumped over, passing out. That's when he fired the bullet, is what Stephanie said. He was falling down, basically. He got hit in the head and was kind of in and out of it there.
Involuntary body movement, yeah.
Yeah. Her leg injury resulted in a pretty brief hospital stay, not too bad for her. And he'll only be in the hospital for 5 days. He got shot in the head.
Shot in the head? Shot in the chest?
And the head. Wild. So the next day, police visit Rusty in the hospital. They'd like to talk to him. A police officer, this is a Missouri highway patrol officer named Al Rail. He comes to the bedside and reads him his Miranda rights and asks him whether he'd like to make a statement, and Rusty said no. And then the cop stopped, got up and left. That's it. And he did his job. That's all he could do. But then on March 26, 1996, he's released from the hospital and transported to the sheriff's office, where the same police officer, Reel, approaches him again and rereads the Miranda warnings and, asks if he'd like to give a statement. And Rusty said, "What charge do you guys have on me?"
Sir.
You want the fucking full list? Or
There's
do you
a
want
lot.
do you want me to just go over the big ones? Or you want me to really run down the list?
Reckless driving, you dumb fuck.
I mean, you blew like 3 red lights at least back there.
You rear-ended a cop car.
That's a few, yeah. You know, gunfire, child negligence, safety issues, murder.
Driving
you know,
without
little
insurance.
things. Yeah, you stole a car. It's in your car. Yeah.
All right.
So they said, you know, I'm sure they've got you charged with capital murder, first-degree murder, the cop said. I mean, I don't see any other way around it. So they hand him his medication and some water to take because he's all fucking shot up. He's in a wheelchair in the interrogation office, too. Yeah. And he continues to ask about the case against him. He says, what does that bring, the death penalty?
Oh.
And the investigator said, it could, yeah. It could.
Penalties at this point.
Yeah, we're talking, well, he knows he's fucked. I mean, they saw him doing everything. How long am I fucked for? So, but Rusty then said, yeah, but it would take a long time. Like, they wouldn't execute me tomorrow. Like, so it'd take a while. So I got some time. Then he signs the written waiver of his rights. Mm-hmm. And they said, I read you your rights downstairs and you signed the release. Is that correct? And he said, yes, sir. That's all on camera. And he sits there in front of the video camera for about 2 hours and spills it. Says everything that fucking happened.
Really?
Everything that happened. Videotape statement sitting there. He in the 2-hour tape, he refers to painful and inoperable tumors in his head that caused him to take a bunch of pain medications. He says he's frequently in pain. He's speaking clearly and without confusion for 2 hours, providing a lot of detail, including the fights with Stephanie, the beatings he had inflicted on her in the past, the threats he made against her on the 21st that day, on the 6th of March when he came over there and attacked her twice. He basically starts, they say what happened, and he doesn't start with today. He starts with weeks ago. Starts with like Valentine's Day. Basically, we got kicked out.
She broke up with me. Wait,
she broke up?
Yeah.
Yeah. He talks about his medical condition. He talks about the falling out with her. He talks about his first meeting with Michael Sanders when he returned to the trailer. And he said, quote, I guess this was this Mike guy. I don't know his name. So I grabbed a knife and I put it to his throat. And I said, you better get the hell out of my house or I'm going to kill you. If you ever come back, I'm going to kill you.
It's not your house.
Not your house now. He also admitted getting violent with Stephanie, punching her in the face during one fight, tying her up during another.
Sure.
This isn't even the dog chain incident. This is another instance where he tied her up. They said, what did you tie her up with? And he said, oh, they were like little plastic ties. So I don't know if they mean like zip ties, like for riot police or what. But and the cop said, oh, okay. They said, and it's crazy. You can see this, a lot of this interrogation. There's a video of it. And he's real matter of fact. Just very little demeanor change. No like, oh, this part's hard or none of that shit. Just here's what happened.
Had some sex today.
Simple as can be. Yeah. At one point, when they offered him to rest, he said this. They said, well, I think we'll just let you rest now, Rusty, unless you want to talk some more. I mean, I'd be glad to sit here and listen to you. And Rusty said, quote, I'd like to talk some more.
I'm not sleepy.
They gave him the out of we'll not talk about it. He said, it feels good to get this shit off my chest if you don't mind.
This shit.
Feels good to get all this shit off my chest, this bad shit I've done for a long time. So that's when he just keeps going on about the relationship and all the terrible things he's done and just the shit. Get this shit off my chest. Well, shit away.
It's called murder and rape, man.
I like to call it shit. It makes it a little easier for me to process. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
He says that he killed Michael. He says that he shot him again and again and again. She only shot him twice.
Twice, yeah.
So, but he said again and again and again.
He fired a lot.
In his mind, too, people, when they fire guns like that in that situation, they don't remember how many shots they fired. Yeah. They take cops that have lots of experience and they go, I fired 2 shots, and they look at their gun and they fired 6. Yeah. They didn't even notice they fired them. It was just a matter
in his
of how it
head,
is.
Especially because if you've never shot someone or shot at someone, you likely just assume that everything that comes out of that gun hit that guy.
Yeah. Well, I think he only took 2 shots at him.
Oh, really?
In the hallway. Yeah. I think that was all he took, if I'm not mistaken. Was the 2 shots, and then he fell and the shotgun went off. And that was like, oh, that kind of ended the whole thing.
And then fired 1 at the kid. So he was only out 3 rounds?
I think that's when he came up and put the gun up to his head after that. And that's when he saw the kid, fired at the kid, and then it all escalated from there.
Okay.
So there's a stretch of tape where he talks about, maybe I should have an attorney. He said, well, do you think I should have an attorney present?
Hello, police
Okay.
officers.
It's like asking the fox, do you think I should keep the hen house door open or no? Should I close it? Do you think?
Should we keep these eggs in the yard?
What do you think? So the cop says, I can't tell you that, Rusty.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't my thing. He said, how fast could you get an attorney here? I mean, a public defender is all I can handle. I can't afford nothing here. The cop said, if that's what you want to do, you just have to tell me that. And he's trailing off. And Rusty said, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Or not.
He says, I don't know. And then pauses for a second and then goes right back into the telling of the story. Just dismiss that completely. So he said, I went there. I confronted him. He said Stephanie took the kids into a back bedroom. He said that Sanders had a shotgun when I opened fire. Right. So, he was pointing it at me.
Listen, man.
Basically self-defense. He said, quote, and he moved and I shot. And then his gun, he turned and his gun went off into the wall. And I shot him again and again and again, I guess. Which, no, you didn't. And he fell back in the room and I'm like, holy shit. Understatement of the year.
I'm like, holy shit! You just murdered a man.
So what were your thoughts here? Well, I'm like, holy shit was my main.
Well, I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, I hate that.
Yeah,
I'm like in a
like,
serious
holy shit. Yeah, that's
Man,
if you're talking. Yeah, you're something silly. I was down at the, at the store, and then this other guy came over and he slipped, and I was like, "Holy shit!" That guy just slipped on the floor. Like that's a holy shit. Whoa,
a guy didn't run a red light and T-bone a station wagon. You shot a man in the chest. That's not. I'm like, holy shit.
I'm like, holy shit. So he said then he said Stephanie wanted to leave with him.
Oh.
You know what? I'm going to leave my kids here with a bleeding out corpse, and let's just go out for a talk. Me and you go out for a nice dinner.
I'm actively bleeding.
I got a broken face and all, but I'm feeling a kinship to you right now. It's very close.
Leave the house without the good handcuffs.
That's right. And he admitted to handcuffing her even.
Right.
And worse, he said, quote, and she wouldn't get down. Remember, he said, get down on your knees. And I had adrenaline pumping, and I smacked her in the head with the pistol. Not real hard, but I smacked her. I love tap. I love pistol whipping.
Doesn't take much.
Jesus.
Those are real hard.
Yeah, they're made of metal most of the time.
Yeah.
She went down on the ground, and I cuffed her. I got her up and ran to the car. Got into the car and took off. Okay. So he said, at that point, before he took off, he said, and the guy, meaning Sanders, the guy said something. And I said, fuck you, motherfucker. I said, fuck you, motherfucker. I'll kill you. And he goes, I think you already did. And I said, well, I hope not.
Gotta go.
Gotta go now. Bye. So they medically, they don't think that's possible or true. That the guy was still talking. The bullet went through his lung.
Right. It's filling up with blood. He's literally drowning.
Gargling.
Right now.
Yeah, there's no way he's talking. So they said, he was still talking to you then? And he said, yes. So then he continued to tell this version. Somehow, this is crazy. He has a bleeding, terrified, handcuffed woman in his car. Mm-hmm. And he spun this shit like they had a picnic basket and were going for a romantic country drive. That's how he spun it. Literally, he was like, oh, we had this long drive and we had an intimate moment together. Like that's how he was describing this shit. Like it was romantic and finally reunited, and it feels so good. It's beautiful, isn't it?
I brought a nice Jarlsberg and an apple.
Oh boy, I'll tell you what. She picked out the perfect Pinot Noir for the situation. I was amazed, honestly.
Dried
not
apricots.
Too much, not too sweet, but also
almonds.
very nice.
Pairing.
Yeah. Very, very nice. Oaky. So then he gets into his shootout in St. Louis County.
Yeah.
And where he downplays that too, which is pretty funny. He said, and that's when the shooting started. And I just laid down in the seat and shot out, and then they shot me, I think, right here. And then I started shooting out the window. You know how you do.
Just started firing. Good.
That's Lord. How I can't count the number of times I've done that with the. I'm just like, I don't want to talk to these guys, and just you lay down in the seat, you start emptying your clip. That's how you do it.
License and registration, my ass.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Not today.
Not today, pal.
I don't think I'm going to let you arrest me today.
Yeah. Speaking of Doc Holliday and everybody else. So now Rusty showed some emotion when he talked about the fact that he's still alive. Then he got emotional.
He cried?
Not really. Mm-hmm. He said, why didn't they just kill me, man? I told them I didn't want to be put on life support, and they did it anyway. He thought he was going out. How, Jimmy?
Blaze of glory, baby.
In a blaze of glory, baby. He's like, what? This is not how that song ends. With me in a wheelchair.
So disappointed in me.
They're going to be so mad at me. Wasn't supposed to end with me in a wheelchair, pathetically sipping from a plastic cup of water you guys have provided for me. That's not how the song ends, I don't think.
They were the soundtrack to The Little Sheen being a terrible actor.
The soundtrack to everybody making Lou Diamond Phillips the face of all Native Americans for the rest of time.
And that hot redhead side saddle riding out of there. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So he also kept asking about the punishment. He kept saying, you think I'll get the max?
Yeah.
And the cop goes, I don't know.
You shot at police officers, you dummy.
Probably. I mean, you killed a guy, raped a woman, and then shot at cops, like in front of kids. You did all the, there's an aggravator that's real nasty to everything you did. Like, it's a lot.
And asked for a tax-funded lawyer. My man, you're in so much trouble.
Crazy. Then toward the end of it, he said, I thought Steph was it, man. Meaning the one.
The one for him. Yeah.
Yep. I thought Steph was it, man. And she broke my heart. And I killed her boyfriend. Wow. This is just real heavy, man. That's what he said. This is just real heavy, man. I'm just, oof.
I mean,
you know how
it's
it is,
only
bro.
heavy because of you. Nothing is heavy except for what you've done.
That's what I mean.
People break up every day.
And then he also emphasized that he didn't understand why she didn't want to be with him. It's like, I don't know why she did this and made me do all this, he said.
Wow.
He said, I was good to her. You know, besides the dog chains and little plastic zip ties and things, beatings. He said, quote, I keep the house clean. I love to cook. And then there's a long pause and he goes, I didn't beat on the kids. Oh, well, gee, I don't know why she didn't marry you. That seems like your marriage material. I mean, sure, he didn't even beat on the kids. I didn't beat on the kids.
Hell of a soft pitch for a dating website.
Yeah. I keep the house clean, I love to cook, and I didn't beat on the kids. Please message me. I'd love to chat.
I'll bet you, boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. That is a remarkable statement. That's what he said. And that's what he thinks. I mean, think about where he came from that he thinks that's like, I don't get it.
All of that, James, and squishy blood-filled tumors.
And a head full of spongy blood-filled tumors. I got to make up for it by not even beating on the kids, who, by the way, weren't even his.
Right.
I didn't beat another person's children.
I didn't beat on her kids. Don't say that.
That's his brag.
And to top it all off, a healthy dose of opioid addiction. You're a hell of a man.
I'm saying. The guy is really,
I can't believe nobody would want to date me.
He's practically Valentino off the boat, this fucking guy. Like, he's eligible bachelor happening right now.
How could she leave me?
How could she leave this fucking Sir Walter Raleigh over here? This guy is a fucking, he's a classy, kind-hearted individual.
I grow roses on my neck, for Christ's sake.
That's why I moved to Rose City, because I fit right in. So, wow. About a week after the murder, he makes his first court appearance in being pushed in a wheelchair.
Oh.
He didn't enter pleas, but the circuit court judge declared him indigent and was appointed a public defender. That's what this was for, to see if he was poor. And they're like, you look pretty poor to me.
Piss.
In the story, I've heard there's 3 trailers involved. So I'm going to go with public defender is you're going to be needing, right? Everyone you know has a trailer, not just you. It's every fucking person in your life is a
There's
trailer
never
dweller.
been a location referenced where it's at somebody's home house.
Never. There's not been one foundation in this entire story. Not one concrete slab I've had. Nothing. A basement. God, no. So another court appearance was scheduled for April 8th. And on April 8th, he appeared with his new attorney and pleaded not guilty.
Unbelievable.
Now, while this was going on, poor Stephanie was also having, in the hospital here.
Yeah.
Now, Barbara is Stephanie's mother, and her ex-husband is Stephanie's father, George Pruitt. They had driven to St. Louis the day after the murder to pick her up from the hospital. She was at the hospital being treated for her injuries, rape, pistol whipping, and shot in the leg. The mom, Barbara, entered the hospital room and looked at Stephanie's injury. She saw the large gunshot wound in her daughter's leg. Stephanie pulled back the dressing and showed her. Barbara saw the bruises on her daughter's arms and her eye and her cheek, and obviously, she's been raped too, which isn't great. She also heard that Rusty had been shot and he was in the same hospital. She was like, I'd love to pay him a fucking visit here.
Oh.
Now, when Stephanie's released in a couple days from the hospital, Barbara takes her to her home in East Cape Rock Drive in Cape Girardeau, where she and her boyfriend live, Barbara and her boyfriend, and basically saying Stephanie's going to stay here and heal for a while.
Yeah. It takes a while. Gunshots are so gross.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's brutal. So she's got to have recovery time and just basically a place to feel safe and to feel, recover and have her kids be around and all that kind of thing.
It's really
now,
ugly.
While this is all happening, they bring her home and the phone rings.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Barb picks it up and it's fucking Rusty on the phone.
Why? What is he doing?
Dude. And they said, will you accept it? It's a fucking collect call from jail.
Get out of here.
He said, will you accept the charges? And this bitch is, she's like, Barbara is like, what the fuck? This bitch is calling me right now.
Did she say yes?
This bitch is calling me on the phone after this motherfucker tried to kill people. He's like, hell no. She's in disbelief. She was about to say no. And then she said, for some reason, she said yes. Let's hear what this asshole has to say.
These are recorded. We'll take it.
Why not? So he said, is Stephanie there? Is she all right? And she's like, what? He called me collect. This is from the hospital, not the jail. Okay. But he can't make phone calls because it's a prisoner room, deal. So she said his voice seemed really cold. She said there was no feeling in it. Uh-huh. She said that she just said, why did you do it? Why'd you do it? And his answer was, quote, she shouldn't have cheated on me.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Why.
That's the answer. Yeah. Hurt my feelings. That's why.
Yeah.
So Barbara says, you don't kill people for any reason. And then he says an amazing thing. He says, quote, I do, I did, and I will.
Wow. It's my life.
It's my life, now or never. And then he busted into a 7-minute Bon Jovi medley.
He could do it all day.
Live forever. Yeah. All day long.
All day. There's so many.
He knows them all.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So can you imagine that? You can't kill people for any reason. I do, I did, and I will.
Wow.
Okay. So then she says that she never thought she would ever say this to anybody, but he made her so enraged, which I don't fucking blame her at this point. She said, I want to watch you fry. And he said, I want to watch you fry too.
Okay.
Which is just a shit comeback, and he's not really all that planned.
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, I will. I do, I did, and I will is, if it was in any other situation, it's kind of cool if you were like right. If you were in the right, that would be cool. In his situation, not cool at all.
Pretty ugly.
But I want to watch you fry back is just lame. And then Barbara hung up on him, slammed down the phone. Okay. So then June 17th, 1996. So he was shot up on the 21st of March. Now he's sitting in jail on June 17th, 1996. He's been in jail since he's been transported there after the police interrogation. Right. Now, what he's been up to in jail, the data log sheets from March 21st to June 17th says that he spent most of his time here, in prison, and they have like the prisoner checks, 9 o'clock. Subject appears asleep. 11 o'clock, subject is reading a book. He appears calm and secure. 1,500 hours, subject is given his meds. So there's a few entries that show that he's been refusing meals. Oh. But he has tumors in his mouth, so they don't really think. He just says, my mouth hurts and I can't eat right now. Oh, my God. Tumors in his mouth, spongy, blood-soaked tumors in his mouth.
What is that? How did he...
So... So he refuses a lot of meals.
Yeah.
Now the county sheriff John Jordan is just about to. He just filed for re-election. He finished out the term of the last sheriff of 2 years, so he's got to run for election this time. And this Jordan obviously he knows about who's in the jail, especially the biggest murderer in there and all that kind of thing and everything like that. He said, this is Jordan, you deal with whatever job this job gives you. Some days are diamonds and some days are stone. That's what he said. Okay. Now, this is a stone day for the wanting to be reelected sheriff here. Lieutenant Michael Morgan, the jail administrator, did a prisoner count at the end of the shift. He did one earlier at the beginning of the shift, as they always do, beginning and end of shift.
Yeah.
And the earlier count, every prisoner is accounted for. The second count, we're missing somebody.
Oh, no.
We're missing somebody. They immediately called the sheriff and said, Sheriff, we're short a man. And then they did a second check on everybody and they said, it's Rusty Bucklew. He escaped.
Oh, my God.
He fucking escaped.
We're short a man. That better be staff, and he called in sick.
Yeah. Oh, we're short a man. Oh, that's all right. Call in one of the temps. No.
Yeah. No. We're short the worst one.
We're short the worst guy we have in here.
Oh, my God.
The log shows 0900, subject is in court until 0844. 1100, Bucklew is talking to Lawson in his cell. 1200, eating lunch at a table at noon. At 3 p.m., the log notes that he talked to Kenneth Stone. Bucklew did. Stone was an inmate who had made headlines the month before for holding a pillow over a man's head and shooting him while he slept. Jeez. So these are like the two worst murderers they have in the jail, and they've hooked up and decided to talk. Yeah. The log doesn't note what they talk about, unfortunately. I'd love to know the fucking... It's just about, what TV shows do you like?
Bon Jovi's greatest hits.
But yeah, the whole Jovi catalog. And how they feel like he's just an extension of Foghat, man. Some horse shit. So in a few hours leading up to the escape here, the log seems to, be interesting. 1,600 hours, so 4 o'clock, in bed appears calm. 1,700, 5 o'clock p.m., given meds. 1,800, 6 o'clock p.m. Subject is at cafeteria table eating. The next log entry is scribbled and hard to read, and it says, subject missing, not found for medication.
Oh, that scribble is because they're fucking panicking.
Well, an hour later, the writing's even worse, and it says, subject still missing. He's like running, searching for him as he's writing that. An hour later, subject still missing.
Oh, my God.
How the fuck did he get out of here? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Well, he had a buddy in there who's a prison trustee named William Douglas Roth. And this guy helped him. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be a trustee very fucking long after this.
Sure.
Rusty slid into a trash bag and had it tied over his head.
Oh.
Rusty, it's not so much the tumors are the reasons he hasn't been eating. He's been losing weight on purpose.
Trying to slim down.
He was down to 5'7", 90 pounds by the time he escaped.
That's
90.
so sick.
That is skinny. He weighed 110 pounds when he showed up at jail. That's his like walking around weight.
That's his heaviness?
$110. Yeah. But 90 is what he did to be lighter.
5'7", 110. You're fitting in teenage boys' clothes.
You're fitting in teenage girls' clothes.
For
that's
sure.
Crazy. Yeah. You're shopping in the Little Misses section. Like that's wild.
Oh my God.
So he slid into a trash bag, had it tied over his head. Then William Douglas Roth, carried the bag outside and tossed it into a 50-gallon trash bag because it's his job to throw the garbage out.
Yeah.
So he's light enough for this guy to toss into the trash can. Now, a jail worker later said that he noticed the trustee was struggling with the bag a little bit, like it was heavy. But he didn't think anything of it because sometimes there's heavy shit in there. And he's not like he's going to help him. He's like, well, that's your job, stupid.
Trash.
That's trash.
Yeah.
So the officer said he watched the trustee toss the bag in there, and that was that. He just said, that's fine. So Rusty waited in the dumpster for a time. We don't know how long he's in the dumpster for, but at some point, when he figured it was safe, he opened the lid, crawled out, and fled. And that was that. That's how easy he got out.
That's how the trash can is literally outside the secure area.
Yep, they took him outside, threw him in the dumpster, and they were like, all right, there we go. Trash in the dumpster, no problem there. And then he just took off.
What
Just
year?
ran away through the park. 96. This sounds like 1956 or 46, but this is 96.
The trash can is outside the secure area. Literally, somebody could throw a man away, and everybody turns their back on it.
You would just think nobody's small enough to be thrown away. That's literally all it is.
1996. Wow.
No, none of these guys are small enough. So he was free. He had planned it for weeks. He had dropped 15 to 20 pounds. A lot of log entries saying he refused to eat. They figured it was, it was because of his mouth, but it's because he didn't want to burst the trash bag. He found out how much weight the trash bags hold, and he said about 100 pounds. So he said, okay, I gotta get to 90. So that's what he did. Wow. Which is fucking insane. So now they're searching for him, as you can imagine, frantically.
Everywhere. Yeah.
He broke out on Monday night. On Tuesday morning, they launch a massive manhunt. No hurry or anything. We'll take in the morning.
He'll still be free in the morning.
A lot of us have plans tonight and things like that. We'll get him in the morning.
Yeah.
So they launch a massive manhunt. They have the Missouri State Highway Patrol, different personnel from like 8 different counties.
Yeah.
They have a emergency operations center. The area hospital lent its helicopter to the police to search from the sky. They have 4 bloodhounds tracking his scent along Hubble Creek after a 19-year-old veterinary assistant found his jail jumpsuit alongside the creek.
Hilarious.
So they set the bloodhounds off there.
Yeah.
The officers combed the area but couldn't find shit. So the helicopter pilot just saw nothing, and the dogs lost the trail about 3 miles up the creek.
Okay.
So that's that. Jordan here, the guy in charge of this, said, we were doing everything we knew to do, but we were coming up with nothing. So, okay, he escapes on Monday.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, they have a massive, all hands on deck. And then by Wednesday, there's no extensive manhunt anymore.
Search called off. He got away.
They said officers were still looking and calls were coming in, but they didn't have the helicopters and the bloodhounds and all that out anymore.
Well,
it's fine.
He could be in fucking California by now.
Jordan said it's not over till it's over. That's what he's given. A fucking Yogi Berra fucking
You got
cliche.
any fat lady singing jokes? You got any?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not over till it's over. A murder charge is good forever. We will look for him until he's found. Which sounds like if he turns up, he turns up. Anyway, back to paperwork. That's what that sounds like to me.
We've still got a charge on him, so if they find him and he gives his name.
Murder stay murder, but, we got other shit to do. Which, you find that motherfucker. What are you doing?
He's 90 pounds of danger.
I would say June 19th, 1996, he's still missing.
Get out of here.
Still missing. This is a great headline, by the way, from the Daily American Republic, which has a lot of newspaper articles. We got stuff from here from June 19th, 96. Big letters. Garbage can escapee is still at large. I don't know why garbage can escapee is a great title for a man to have.
Yeah, it makes it sound like he was trapped in the garbage can. And
yeah, like he escaped from the... He escaped from the garbage is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought, too. Okay, good. It's not just me. This day, Jordan, the guy who's supposed to be in charge of finding him, said he would not give up the search, even though some suspect that he's made his getaway pretty far away. He goes, I'm still looking. He says officers are still in the area. Calls are coming in, and we're responding to those. We'll keep looking.
All right.
He also said that he considers Rusty to be very dangerous. And they said if he might resist arrest and endanger lives, and he wouldn't hesitate. He said, I wouldn't hesitate to give my guys the order to shoot to kill on this guy because he's dangerous and he'll take you down with him is what he's trying to do. He said
that river runs to the Gulf of Mexico, right? It goes that way, right?
If you're Huck Finn, you can get out there on the river and just float on down, but I think you'd be
stringing a stick. You can eat all the way.
I think you'd be. I picture him barefoot in overalls.
Doesn't even have a reel. It's just
he's pulling it back.
Yeah, gotta get a bunch of string and pull.
Hanging out with a black guy with a troublesome name, just chilling, fucking. So. He said, this is a very bad scenario for a man like this to be out. I sure as hell hope to God he doesn't kill another person before we capture him.
Sure as hell.
Hope not. Speaking of where the fuck is he and is he dangerous, let's go over to Barbara Pruitt and her boyfriend's house for a second here.
Oh, no.
Barbara Pruitt and her boyfriend, Ed Frenzel, here, they needed to go home to get something. They weren't staying at their home while he was escaped for fear that he would come there and try to kill their daughter. So they had been staying at a motel.
He just told her that he wants to watch her fry.
And I did, and I will.
I will.
Yeah. Well, they were staying at a motel, but they needed to go home and get some shit. Mm-hmm. So what they did is they called to have an officer do a quick sweep of the house first. So a cop goes in, looks around, doesn't see anything, comes out, says all clear, and drives away and lets them go get their shit, basically. Okay. So they go in to get their shit. There's been a quick search of the house by an armed police officer, making sure Rusty didn't sneak in. Yeah. So, for 2 days, Barb and Ed have been staying at a hotel, and Stephanie's been taken into protective custody, actually, by the police. They, took her in, and I don't know where the fuck. They're, standing outside her motel room door. But they're separate. So these two, Mom and Ed, Barb and Ed, they come back to the house. On Monday, Barbara had been at her job at Procter & Gamble when a security worker pulled her aside and said, you're supposed to go home. Ed's coming to get you. The police department just called. Russell Bucklew has escaped. And she was like, what the fuck? Seriously?
Yeah, the guy you just mouthed off to is out.
Fuck. I just had a bad conversation with him. Yeah. Ed had picked her up, and they'd driven directly to the police station to see what was going on, and they were told that Rusty had escaped, and Stephanie and the girls were safe in protective custody. Mm-hmm. The cops said, though, it probably wouldn't be a good idea for you guys to go home unless you get an officer to search your house first. If you want to go in the house, get a cop to search it first. Don't just walk in willy-nilly. So they were in a motel room and hadn't got home, but they said they wanted to pick up a few things. They were only going to be there for a minute. So officer comes out, all clear, enjoy. Yeah. So for about an hour, they're in the house. They put food out for the dogs. They're like outdoor dogs there. They put food out for them. They water a few of the trees in the backyard. If you left your house for 3 days, all the shit you'd have to do. Well, I got to water that, took that, put that away. Sure. Things that happen. Then they take a break from their, they've been doing housework basically. Right. They take a break and sit in the living room. Barb has to be to work in a few hours, so she says, I'm going to take a nap. Take a quick nap here. I mean, everything's fine, so let's just take a nap. So, but she walks back to the back door just to lock it. You never know. Sure. Be safe. She wants to be safe. She locks it. there. Now, as she locks it, there's a large walk-in pantry with the door closed to her right. Pantry, cereal and canned goods and shit. She turns her head back to the living room, and out of nowhere, the pantry door swings open and hits her in the side.
Ouch.
She says, "What the fuck?" And at the same time, she feels something hard and metallic strike her in the head.
Oh, God.
She gets a hit from someone in the closet. It's fucking Rusty. He was hiding in the pantry.
With a gun, and the cop didn't look in the pantry?
Or a can of French cut green beans. We're not sure at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a metal.
He was crawled into the dog food.
Yeah, he just hears some Alpo.
Yeah.
So she slams her body against the utility closet door, trying to force it closed to trap him inside. He's pushing on the other side. Luckily, he doesn't weigh that much.
Right.
So it's actually a struggle.
Weak. Sure.
She screams, "Ed, Ed, Ed." She can't stop him. The door swings open, and Ed, who was in the living room, comes in here, and Ed sees Rusty's arm holding something going up and down, and he's hitting Ed. Buckley's hitting Ed. Now, he's hitting him with something, and in the other hand, he's holding a knife, Rusty is. So, Barb sees blood on Ed's head by his ear. Ed and Rusty are pushing each other around. They're trying to scuff. They're grabbing each other's wrists and trying to struggle. Ed backs up, and Rusty screams, get down, you're going to die. Get down, you're going to die." Okay? The back door's right there, but it's locked. So Ed manages to get his way in the struggle to the back door and unlocks the door and says, "Get out of there, Barb, go." And tells Barb, "Get the fuck out of here while we struggle."
Yeah.
So Barb tries, but she can't because she is on the wrong side of that open door that they're struggling against. She's pinned against the wall by the door. Oh, no. So Rusty angles his way in front of her. He's got a knife and a hammer. That's what he's got.
He's got a hammer.
A hammer and a knife. Barb is too afraid to move. Rusty and Ed are yelling at each other and all this type of shit. Something distracts Rusty and he looks away for a second. Just for a second. Don't know if it's a noise outside. Might have thought the cops were there. But it's just enough time for Barb to squeeze her way out and around the door and get outside.
Okay.
She then slams the door, trapping the two men inside the house.
Oh, Jesus.
She takes a look back through the window and sees that Rusty is laying the knife and the hammer down, and then he disappears from view. So she runs to a neighbor's house. Ed was already there. Ed snuck out when he went out the door and said, "Come on, Barb, let's go," and ran out the fucking door. But she didn't make it. She was trapped behind the door.
All right.
So that's all this happened. That's how this happened. Then he's got a knife and a hammer. He looks away for a second. She's able to sneak out the door.
Got it.
She sees him laying down the knife and hammer, and she runs to the neighbor's house. Ed is already there, banging on the door, but it's a weekday afternoon and no one's fucking home. People are working. So Barb doesn't know what to do. So she basically staggers to the front yard and screams at the top of her lungs until somebody fucking notices her. It's a residential neighborhood. If you go to the front yard and scream as loud as you can, people will eventually look.
Maybe,
That's what she did.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she did. People looked. Somebody called the cops. And
so he ran, huh?
We'll talk about Ed took off. Yeah, Rusty was in the house at the time. We'll leave her in there, for Christ's sake. So
Get out, lady, I'm going.
Let's go, run, bitch. And then you just run out the door and you're like, oh, she's not behind me.
Where's my lady?
So some residents along East Cape Rock Drive had called in and reported some screaming at the home of Barb Pruitt. Now, the police later learned that Rusty had attacked Barb and attacked Ed, and before that had apparently stolen a blue Chevy pickup from a home on County Road 616 while the owners were out of town. So he has wheels now. He thought Stephanie was going to be at that house. He went right to go kill her.
That's what he was trying to do.
That's what he was trying to do. So apparently he had made his way to the back door, that's how he got in, but that's how he got out too. He went out the back door just like they did, and made his way he had hid his pickup truck in the next block, got in it and took off. Okay. This guy's fucking crazy, right?
We're in trouble. Yeah.
In a blaze of glory. He's a problem.
He's living on a prayer, James.
Living on a prayer. He is. So he got in the pickup and drove his pickup here to Highway 177. Interesting. So he wants to be shot, basically.
He's looking for the cops to do it?
He's looking for suicide by cop. And one of these cops here, Lieutenant Michael Morgan, said, in my opinion, he has nothing to lose. Mr. Bucklew doesn't want to come back to jail. I've talked with Russell. He claims he wants to die. I really believe he's going to force us to shoot him. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to talk about Deputy Richie Walker. June 19th, 96, Deputy Richie Walker's on patrol, driving around State Highway 177 south of Egypt Mills, which is a small community in the same county. Everyone's looking for Rusty, basically. Right. That's what everyone's doing. As his vehicle approaches County Road 263, he sees a blue Chevy pickup truck with a camper, which is exactly what he's looking for, heading his way. They pass each other, and basically they both, he said the guy in the truck was like, oh shit, and he was like, oh shit at the same time. They both were like, what the fuck, as they passed.
Looked at each other and were like, he's looking for me, and he's like, I'm looking for him.
It was when Lieutenant Daniels passed by fucking Avon Barksdale in the first season of The Wire, and they both looked at each other, and he gave him one of these. That's what basically happened.
Yeah, finger wag.
Yeah, he said immediately he knew it's him. He's driving the pickup, so this guy wastes no time, basically. Mm-hmm. Rusty tries to jam on the gas and get away. The cop does the same thing. He hits his lights, does a U-turn, and sees the pickup cresting a slight hill, for a moment disappearing, but then he gets to the top of the hill and he sees it again.
Sure.
He notices the pickup truck's brake lights are on and the truck is stopped. Now when he gets to the top of the hill, he can see it. The pickup truck had swerved onto a county road and pulled down a few feet onto the road's right-hand side, and it's just sitting there idling on the side of the road.
Boy.
Like just waiting for a confrontation.
Oh, boy.
So this guy speeds up his cruiser to the truck and stops just short of it, leaving a slight gap between the two vehicles because he says if it comes to it, he wants to be able to use his car for cover.
Okay.
As the cop here, Walker, pushes his door open, he sees Rusty fly out of the pickup door.
Oh, boy.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
He said he lunged. That's the word he uses here. Yeah. Rusty's momentum, propels him toward the cop.
Yeah.
And
the wind.
And the wind. Anything could really get him.
Well, tailwind and some momentum.
That's it. So he doesn't know what this guy is planning on. So he grabs his shotgun out of the car, racks it.
Yeah.
And says, get your hands up now. I will fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
He said, if he didn't put his hands up right away, he was done. He was shooting him. And all he did, threw his hands up and turned himself in. Put his hands up, did what he was told. Through all of this.
Yeah. That's the crescendo.
He decided, I guess I don't want to go out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. A blaze of glory sounds painful.
I guess not so much. Yeah, it's I think it's cooler if you're Bon Jovi than if you're me. I think he said, So this is the best reaction to this whole thing. Stephanie Ray's father, George Pruitt, called Rusty Bucklew, quote, cunning. He said, you wouldn't know it to look at him, but he's cunning. Which he looks like a moron, but he's smarter than he looks. Cunning is what you call like an animal that's smart too, by the way, like crafty or,
Yeah, cunning, evil. I would say like a murderer that wears disguises and shit.
That's cunning, yeah.
That's convincing,
Guile.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that baseline rapist in Arizona was cunning.
Cunning
dirty
like
and horrible. But he was
cat
cunning.
burglar who steals a bunch of art from all sorts of and never gets caught. That's cunning.
Has suction cups with glass cutters. That's a cunning guy.
He gets right from the ceiling. He drops down on a grappling thing, and he's done. So the charges against him are obviously first-degree murder, kidnapping, rape, burglary, you name it. I mean, there's so many charges. It's not even funny. It's insane. Now, the trial is going to come up. Pre-trial publicity causes the case to be transferred to Columbia on a change of venue here, obviously. This is, I just told you all that happened. Imagine
it's a lot of facts.
In a small area, you've heard this crazy fucking story. Like, wow. So it attracted a lot of attention, but it's got a small small persistent following, this case, that people will drive anywhere to go to the trial. Yeah, including Michael Sanders' parents, his 2 aunts, and his sister. They all come. And also Rusty Bucklew's parents is also there. Yeah. So now the jury in a they're going for the death penalty here.
Yeah.
And the jury has to be chosen. It's a death qualified jury. That's a big thing. That's one of the reasons why I don't think the whether you want to kill somebody or not, fine, whatever. But I don't think it's it's not a fair process, because you have to have 12 people who are willing to give the death penalty, which is not a jury of your peers, because half the country doesn't believe in the death penalty. So you can't say a jury of your peers is every single person is enthusiastically willing to give the death penalty. That would be somebody. You'd have a bunch of people on there that go, I don't believe in it at all. And,
would you say
so that would be.
If you believe in it at all, then you're definitely enthusiastically willing. You've got it.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't think they're not like, let's fry him, but they're like, I'd give the death penalty in a situation or whatever, whereas some people wouldn't.
Yeah, I get that.
So the death qualified jury is one of the reasons why I believe. If you had everybody on there from all walks of life, you had people that don't believe in the death penalty for any circumstance, and the case was so fucking heinous, you got all of those people to vote for death, then I would say that's truly, you have gotten sent to the death row by a jury of your peers. We have all decided, fuck you. But if it's only a certain number of people who are predetermined to want to send people to death row anyway, I feel like that can't be fair.
You got a guy that doesn't, under any circumstances, believe in the death penalty, to believe in the death penalty. Mm-hmm. You've Jubilee debated this motherfucker into wanting to murder you.
I am not a death penalty guy, but there's some people where you go, let's kill that guy. It's rare, but it's the fucking real extreme ones are like, why? Yeah, we don't need this guy.
This guy's willing to slip out of the bars. This is to go murder somebody.
Yeah, slip through the bars.
Did he think that he was going to go kill the witness and that was going to stop?
I don't think he cared about that. I think he wanted to kill Stephanie. Period.
That's all it is.
That's all. And he had a score to settle with Barb too.
Yeah,
they had a little exchange on the phone.
Yeah,
so.
She said she wanted to see him fry. Well,
yeah. Anyway, so the defense here, they can't contest that he has done these murders and kidnappings and shit. Mm-hmm. He's admitted to it. It's obvious. Everybody saw him. There's multiple witnesses.
To justify it.
Yeah. He never disputed he broke into the trailer, shot him, handcuffed, kidnapped, raped, did any of that shit. Never really about guilt. This is about, is he going to get the death penalty or not? He's going to be guilty. We know that. So the defense is that basically his rap sheet from the past and all this rage traces back to a man medicating a painful, disfiguring disease since boyhood with opiates that, by his lawyer's account, scramble his impulse control and make his temper run wild.
He's drugged so hard he doesn't know what he's doing.
Drugged so hard, yeah. Absolutely, that's it. It said he's just a guy who steals. He's got an addiction problem, and all of that. So that's their defense. This is just a guy who is a fucking physical mess and doesn't know the wrongfulness of his actions, and just put him in jail, basically. Mm-hmm. Now, one piece of evidence they bring in that is particularly, the defense really fights to try to keep out, unsuccessfully, is one of the kids' blood-stained drawings. Some blood from the dad spattered on this drawing that was on the wall, so they have a children's crayon drawing with his dead father's blood sprayed all over it, which is
my God.
Exhibit 57, I think it is, and it's a big deal. The judge said, quote, "Gruesome crimes produce gruesome evidence." It's in.
The dragon stays.
Sorry, yeah. Stephanie is the star witness.
Yeah.
She saw everything, testifies to everything. The 2 pistols walking down the hall, shooting, the absence of any fight or argument before the guy opened fire, being pistol whipped, having her jaw broken, being handcuffed, the children crying as she's being dragged out to forcibly take a drive and then be raped and then be in a police chase where people are fucking shooting at her.
Pretty bad.
This is a bad, harrowing day of testimony. Now, the prosecutor asked Stephanie about a phone call she received from Rusty while she was at work. The defense counsel objected, and then they approached the bench, and we have this from there. This is the sidebar. The defense said, I just want to specifically object to the contents of this phone call as evidence of other crimes and irrelevant to the charges that we're trying. And the prosecution said, I expect the answer to be that he told her he was going to kill her and her children and cut her children up in front of her.
Right.
And the objection was overruled. So the question to Stephanie is, Stephanie, would you go ahead and describe for the jury what Russell Bucklew told you in that phone call on March 7th, 1996? Mm-hmm. Quote, he said that he knew I'd been cheating on him and that he would, if he ever seen Michael around me again, he said he'd kill him and me and the kids. He said he'd kill us all. That's what he said.
Right.
So this at the bench, again, another thing, the defense says, I'm sorry, but I believed that statement that she just made included a threat toward Mike, and I believe that's contrary to what the expected testimony was. I don't think she said the phone call previously claimed that this phone call included a threat toward Mike. And the prosecution said, well, that's something you could try to impeach her about, but I don't know, basically. Do that. So they said also, they go on, basically, it's overruled anyway. The defense asks for a mistrial, and the court says no. The defense objects to something, it's overruled, then they ask for a mistrial. It's like, you didn't even get your objection sustained. You're definitely not getting a mistrial, but you got to have it on the record.
Right.
She testified that also about Michael. She said that the mother of Michael's 2 children had abandoned Michael and the children for at least 4 years, and that Michael had taken care of them by themselves, and all of that kind of shit. So the court also later wrote that from Stephanie's testimony alone, a reasonable jury could find every element of first-degree murder, including deliberation, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, she does
popped
everything.
In with guns. That's not good.
Then they do a videotape confession and play the entire 2-hour tape of him confessing and being pretty flip about the whole thing and everything like that. Basically, it all corroborated exactly what happened. It's exactly how it went down. The defense objected to the drawing again as gruesome and the kid drawing, and the judge said the issue is not whether the evidence is gruesome, but whether it is both legally and logically relevant.
Sure.
Now, during closings, the prosecution says Russell Earl Bucklew armed himself to the teeth with 2 guns, duct tape, handcuffs, and 2 knives, and he went hunting for human beings. He said he was hunting Stephanie Ray, his ex-girlfriend, and her new boyfriend. They were his prey. The defense said that they're blowing this out of proportion, basically.
Oh.
The defense is like, look. They're acting like he sat around, he thought about it, he drew it up and, all that. Yeah. He said he did not act with cool reflection. He said this was just rage. Yeah. That's all it was. He said no matter how angry you may be at Russell, this is clearly not a case of first-degree murder.
Clearly.
He took all that stuff. That's all murder stuff that he took, and he used it.
You rarely need that to have a conversation.
Exactly. And if you take all that stuff and use it, if he didn't use it, I would say, it has nothing to do with premeditation, but he used the pistols, he used the handcuffs, he used all this shit that he planned on using. It makes perfect sense. So anyway, the jury needs less than 2 hours to find him guilty of first-degree first-degree murder. Yeah. They said the penalty phase will start the next day, and that is to choose between execution and life in prison without parole. So those are his options.
Yeah.
During sentencing here, now, the aggravator here, they say the aggravator is neither time-specific nor cause-specific. It asks only whether the defendant was in the middle of a contemporaneous multi-crime event. That's one of the aggravators. Yeah. This was a multi-crime event. He's in the middle of a spree. The state also argued future dangerousness and victim impact. He said it's not even hypothetical. He has 21 prior convictions and charges, including a fucking jailbreak where he, rather than get away from the police, he immediately went to the victim's house to seek retribution. Certainly. Like, and this guy's dangerous.
Yeah. Wasn't like the door was open and he was like, I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah.
He stopped eating to get out of here.
That's what I'm saying. Like Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Same thing. That's what Ted Bundy did to get out of the ceiling.
To go through the roof, yeah.
Yeah. The state leaned on the idea that basically Rusty had an antisocial personality disorder. There's a psychologist saying that he has antisocial personality disorder, and that means he would be a poor candidate for life without parole because he would cause trouble throughout the prison because of that.
Oh.
So
Not but okay.
You got to kill him, basically. Yeah. I mean, that's what they said. Now, in mitigation, his mom testifies.
What's she have to say?
Old Frances here. She told the jury that she loved her son and couldn't judge him for his actions. She said, I can't judge. God has to judge. But he has all my love. He'll always have all my love.
Okay.
The judge said, luckily, one of us actually has to judge. That's the point. I mean, and that's me.
Good thing Tupac's not here. I'll take care of it.
I got this. It's all good. Yeah. So his son's mother also testifies in the penalty phase, saying basically, don't kill my son's father, even though he's a terrible father and he's never around. Don't kill him. Yeah. During the closings in the sentencing phase, the prosecution here reiterated the nature of the crimes, emphasized his status as a repeat defender, cited his attacks on previous girlfriends in 92 and 94, and then says the best line ever, quote, he's a homicidal and bloodthirsty Energizer bunny. He just keeps on coming.
Yeah, that was a very common reference then, wasn't it?
It's not a bad one for 96. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a homicidal, bloodthirsty Energizer bunny. That is good shit.
Wasn't that thing in something where it was like all blood soaked and like it beat somebody to death or something? And was it in Stay Tuned?
Might have been Stay Tuned, the John Ritter movie. Yeah. Might have been Stay Tuned. That seems about right. Yeah, that seems right because it's all hell things. So the Energizer bunny would be. Yeah, that makes sense. So he tells the jury that by imposing the death penalty, they'd be sending a message to other potential stalkers and aggressors. That's a load of shit, but that's fine. He says, quote, someday, ladies and gentlemen, John Michael Sanders and Zachary Sanders will be adults. Now they're 7 and 5, but someday they'll be adults. And I submit to you that they will want to look back. Was justice reached? This man took their father, and I'm asking you to make the punishment fit the crime and give him the death penalty. Then he says he took 2 knives, at least 34 bullets, 2 guns, handcuffs, duct tape. He stalked this woman. He killed Michael Sanders. He raped her, terrorized her. Ladies and gentlemen, if this crime does not deserve the death penalty, then what would? Who deserves the death penalty if not this sociopathic killer? Yeah. Which is a weird argument because that assumes that anybody deserves the death penalty. That takes that as a concrete, like in a philosophical argument, you took that as a concrete yes, not just statutory. Like that's a definite in stone thing that some people need the death penalty.
That guy obviously needs it. Maybe that guy that trims hedges too.
That's what I mean. That's a very funny.
He cuts them too short.
Who fucked up the roses? Where's he? Let's find his ass.
Why don't they still grow around here?
Jesus Christ. So now the defense argued that there's nothing to be gained by imposing the death sentence. He said the saddest thing about this whole case is you can't bring Mike Sanders back. You can take a life, but you can't bring one back. So the jurors deliberated for a little more than 3 hours on this one, which is longer than it took for the penalty or for the guilt phase. And they said that they also, by the way, the prosecution said that a man who escapes jail while awaiting trial would not suffer confinement well. probably.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to keep trying. So it comes in, you, sir, may fuck off, death penalty for Rusty.
Yeah, they agree.
Yeah, they all agree on that one. Some of the jury actually left the courtroom crying because it's not normal for regular, decent people to say, let's kill a guy. That's not a normal. Yeah. It's not a normal thing to impose upon citizens to tell them that they're now responsible for that. That's kind
I'm
of
a law-abiding citizen, and I would appreciate the ability to murder today. Thank you so much.
That causes some people to have emotional reactions that they didn't count on.
Let's all perform the purge. One person, though.
One guy, though. That's it. It's a one-man purge. So the prosecutor's reaction, he said, I called him a homicidal Energizer bunny. You could shoot him, you could put him in jail, and nothing's going to stop him from coming and trying to kill the people he was mad at. That really is a good point. The guy got shot in the head. 2 months later, he's escaping in a garbage bag, coming to these people's head. This guy just keeps coming and coming and coming. He's exhausting.
And he'll do it at a rate of he doesn't need the easy route. He'll do it with a fucking hammer and a knife.
He'll hide in your pantry with a fucking hammer.
And wait.
Just eating your Chex Mix in there, just fucking waiting for you.
Pretty hungry, so that was a pretty good hiding place.
Oh, yeah. Hide me in my pantry. I don't have a pantry, but hide me near my pantry door thing, and I'm going to fucking eat everything.
Enough to lose 20 pounds and then put me in the one room in my house that has all the
full of food.
All those dry goods are gone. My mouth is going to be destroyed.
I'll eat all that cereal. Dry right from the box. I don't give a fuck. Tear my gums up. I don't care.
I'm gonna surgically take these tumors out with all this basic 4 in here.
With 2 boxes of Captain Crunch will do it. 2 boxes of Captain Crunch will take everything out of your mouth.
Yeah. Those fucking Apple Jacks have little pieces of razors attached to them. That'll cut all that shit right off.
Right out. So here are the reactions. Stephanie, who's obviously been through it here, said that she would not have been satisfied with any other sentence but death. She said he can no longer hurt anybody else. After the verdict, Dorothy Sanders, who's Michael's mom, said she was pleased with the decision and said, I feel that justice was served. My heart goes out to his family, but I have no feeling whatsoever for him.
Nothing.
Now there's appeals. He's going to get some new lawyers for these appeals here.
Yeah.
Now, these lawyers are the ones that reinvestigate his background, find tons of unpresented mitigation. They're going to fight the method of execution thing and everything like that. Basically, their story is this is a man who had a ruined childhood and a terrible disease who was condemned by a jury that never got the full picture. That's what it is. So that's all it is. Their attorneys are Cheryl Pillate and Jeremy Weiss, and they said that also in their statement, they said, Rusty's very remorseful for his crimes. Don't you worry about that. He's real sorry. So they're arguing that, well, let's start with their arguments. Let's find out. First of all, mitigation. At trial, Rusty's family presented something, basically an idyllic childhood narrative. His later attorneys said that this was the opposite of the truth, and the real childhood was chaos with a father with a volcanic temper, abuse and trauma, and lead paint exposure caused developmental delays. Yeah. Okay.
Lead paint oxy-defense.
That's right. Now, none of that reached the jury in the court. None of those mitigating factors were told to the jury during the death penalty case. So that's a lot. The U.S. Supreme Court, in a line of cases starting in about 2000, held that a capital defense lawyer must thoroughly investigate a client's history precisely so a jury can weigh in on things like trauma, addiction, and impairment. And the original lawyers that Bucklew had, their new lawyers said they just didn't do that work, period. They just didn't investigate anything to know. Also, the addiction. The discovery at the time of the murder that Bucklew had reportedly been addicted for years to the opiates prescribed for his tumors, and that those medications drove him into rages, and that's the exact kind of mitigation that the jury would have been likely, would have been good to tell the jury, basically. See, the problem is no matter what you told them, a woman got up there with a scar on her face and told the worst fucking story that anyone's ever heard. Doesn't matter. You heard it coming out of that. Not killing her probably is what sealed the death penalty for him, because the jury got to hear her.
Yeah.
The jury got to hear in her own words, through her tears, what the fuck happened to her.
Yeah, I think he really knew what he was doing in that regard. Is that I think he was going to get her because he thought that would
get everybody,
that would fix a lot of his problems if she can't talk.
And he didn't know where she was, that she was in protective custody, any of that kind of shit. Then also, the state is going to lean on the idea that he had antisocial personality disorder, which is actually they used to say that he's a bad candidate for prison. But the psychologist who originally made that diagnosis, according to the clemency materials later, admitted he'd been wrong. That's what he said. The scientific keystone of the state's case of this man is irredeemable argument wasn't really there anymore because of that diagnosis is off the table. Then there's this other scumbag. Later, these lawyers found out that one of Rusty's own clemency attorneys had taken thousands of dollars in loans from Rusty's elderly parents and not repaid them.
What?
Not fees, loans.
Okay.
These people loaned this man money and he didn't pay them back.
All right.
Now, I don't know what that has to do with him and the death penalty or whatever, but that's a pretty shitty thing for an attorney to do.
Absolutely fucked up.
I'll save your son, but I got to be able to pay my rent. You know, that's wild.
He took out, but is that that's the lawyer from that guy's taking money from the defendant?
The defendant's parents, one of his clemency lawyers, one of his post-conviction lawyers was taking money from the parents. Not, like I said, not above the fees.
Yeah.
They said for the man whose job it was to plead for Bucklew's life on that account was borrowing money from the family he's supposed to be serving. So, yeah, can't do that. They said these are claims made by a defense team with an obvious interest in the outcome, litigated late, and the courts ultimately did not find them sufficient to overturn anything. That's a decision later. So that those didn't matter. The Missouri Supreme Court's post-conviction opinion went through the uncalled witnesses, as we'll talk about, a corrections expert named James Aiken, who would have testified that Buckley wasn't an escape risk, which I don't know how you testify to that when he had already escaped. A psychologist also that said that basically the lawyers are saying that it was indefensible to not call them. And the first court say it was actually fine that they didn't call them. They said basically, fair enough, you're good, fuck off. May 98 is the direct appeal. The Missouri Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision here, affirmed the conviction and death sentence in full. It conducted the statutorily required proportionality review, comparing Bucklew's case to other Missouri death cases where a victim was killed in his home in front of his children with multiple shots, and found the sentence neither excessive nor the product of passion or prejudice. It's the summary of the man. They said this, quote, Bucklew was a violent prior and persistent offender with an abusive past. The nature of this crime, the history of the defendant, and the strength of the evidence support the sentence of death. Okay. That's the 1998 decision. The post-conviction appeal was, and again, now they're going to talk about ineffective assistance of counsel and things like that. It all gets affirmed across the board. Okay, they set an execution day of December 4th, 1998.
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah. November 20th, though, 1998, his execution was stayed while he sought relief in various state and federal courts. So, 2000, 2001, we got some more court stuff. And on February 8th, 2000, Bucklew's notice of appeal from the judgment overruling his post-conviction relief motion was filed, and on January 31st, 2001, they affirmed the overruling of his post-conviction motion. In March of 2001, the court overruled his motion for a rehearing of that decision, according to court documents. Okay, so there's a lot going on. Now, here's what they're looking at and all the other ones. First of all, the confession. The 2-hour videotape confession.
Where he didn't ask for a lawyer?
Where he didn't ask for a lawyer. His lawyers attack it on 2 fronts. First, that the police had not honored his right to remain silent. Because if you remember, they went to his hospital bed on March 22nd, read him his rights, and asked if he wanted to talk, and he said no. So they said from that point, they should not have tried to talk to him again without an attorney.
But he just said he didn't want to talk. He didn't say without a lawyer.
That's the thing. He didn't say, I want a lawyer now. He just said, I don't want to talk
to you. I say that to people all the time.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
And then the cop came back on March 26th and asked again. They said, second, that the confession wasn't knowing and intelligent because of his injuries, his pain, and all the medication he was on.
He was shot in the head.
That's a better argument to me, that one. On the first front, the court applied a test from the 1975 U.S. Supreme Court case, Michigan versus Mosley, where they do an analysis of whether the suspect's invocation of silence was honored. Did the police stop immediately? Yes. He walked out the moment that Bucklew said no out of the hospital room. Yeah. Did they wait a significant amount of time and re-warn before trying again? Yes, 5 days, and they gave him fresh Miranda warnings. And also the other thing is, were they trying to wear down his resistance, which is another one of these things, hurdles you have to go over. And they said no, they weren't. They weren't like they were coming at him 50 times till he finally said, okay, fine, I'll talk to you. So they said they only tried once, and it was about the same crime. So that's all fits into the court's deal. They said the court weighed it all and held that asking a suspect whether he's changed his mind days later after fresh warnings isn't the type of badgering that the Constitution forbids. That's not what we were talking about. On the second front, his medical state made the waiver invalid, the defense said. The court reviewed the tape and found a man who was articulate and alert and throughout nearly 2 hours, speaking clearly, giving details, offering his own reasons for talking. Didn't seem like a dude who was fucked up to me, is what they said. Looked pretty fine. Looked like he was plenty lucid and knew what he was doing. Also, they said a deficient medical condition or mental condition, the court noted, doesn't by itself make a statement unintelligent. There's no constitutional right to confess only when you're perfectly rational. Which is interesting because a lot of cops, if they see a guy's fucked up, they won't interrogate him then because they're like, this ain't going to fucking fly in court.
He's going to, yeah. And even if it does, he's going to, on appeal, fight it. So whatever.
And that goes back to the 80s, reading in the homicide book. They wanted to talk to some guy about a murder, and he came in all coked up, and they were like, come back tomorrow.
Holler tomorrow.
Before you start partying, because they were like, we can't fucking talk to this guy. Under the Supreme Court's rule from Edwards v. Arizona, you have to make an actual, unambiguous, unequivocal request for counsel to shut down questioning. I don't know, man, is not that.
No.
And that's what he said. Yeah. Also, the threat that wasn't disclosed here. They said here's the strange thing here. At the trial, Stephanie testified in the March 7th phone call that Bucklew threatened to kill her children, and Michael Sanders. The defense objected. The state, they said, had violated its discovery obligation by not disclosing that the threat included Sanders.
Oh.
Remember that argument at the sidebar? Yeah. The prosecutor's response at the bench was, he said that essentially it's the first I've heard of it too, and you can impeach her on it if you want. Try that. The court's ruling was logical here. They said the discovery rule requires the state to disclose what it has, not what it doesn't know. This is what we have. They can't disclose to you, we don't know this, or this. That's not part of it. The prosecutor couldn't disclose a detail he hadn't been told. And anyway, the court found that Bucklew suffered no prejudice. He was on the call. He knew what was said, and getting phone records wouldn't reveal the content of the conversation. But this defense is really trying to figure it out. They're doing a good job. Exhibit 57.
Oh, yeah, the dragon picture with all the blood on it.
All the blood on it here. The defense fought to keep it out, saying it's gruesome, and they said that not really. There was already an admitted close-up photograph of the same drawing in the surrounding blood-stained carpet. So, yeah. Now, the verdict form, the jury's paperwork is even involved in this. The penalty phase jury was supposed to find that the murder was committed while the defendant was engaged in kidnapping and burglary. What they actually wrote was that he committed the crime of kidnapping during the murder and committed the crime of burglary during the murder. They didn't say engaged in.
Oh.
Very ticky-tacky shit.
Right?
The defense argued the wording was backwards, so the jury never actually found the statutory aggravator, and without it, there's no death penalty. Okay. Yeah. While the defendant was engaged in is not interesting. Okay. Now, the court compared it to an older case where the jury's verdict form had been genuinely, they said, nonsensical. They said, by contrast here, the court found the jury had clearly addressed the right question, whether Buckley was in the middle of a contemporaneous multi-crime event when killed, and the aggravator doesn't care which crime came first or which he intended most.
Sure.
So they tried to get it on grammar, which is pretty impressive as far as the lawyers go.
I mean, if both crimes are committed at the same time, we're gonna parse which one came first.
I mean, I'm just impressed with the intellectualness to find that and call that out. That's pretty impressive. You know what I mean? To me, that's smart.
I'm shocked that matters.
It doesn't. The court said it doesn't, but it was a valiant effort. You know what I mean? So then there's the witnesses nobody called. This is interesting. The argument that Buckley's trial lawyers fucked up in the penalty phase by failing to call witnesses that might have saved his life. Here's James Aiken is the corrections expert that would have testified Buckley posed no significant risk of escape or harm. The problem, they said, was when if he was to be cross-examined, his own report listed numerous disciplinary infractions and negative comments about Buckley, and he couldn't testify with certainty that Buckley wouldn't escape because he already did.
Sure.
Okay. Dr. Michael Gelbort, a clinical psychologist who would have testified based on the day of neuropsychological testing that Buckley couldn't form the intent to deliberate, but his findings were summarized almost verbatim by another expert who did testify. And they said that doctor would have also confirmed that Buckley had traits of antisocial personality disorder, the exact thing the defense did not want emphasized. So that is strategy. They deem that, not a fuck up on the defense attorney's part. And also the family and friends. They said Deanna Buckley, Ron Buckley, Mike Walton, John Rode, Kimberly Nichols, relatives and friends who would have testified that Buckley treated Stephanie and her kids well, that he was nonviolent, a good friend, and kind. Okay. The court said, quote, this is amazing. Every one of them would have disintegrated on cross-examination about Buckley's actual record of violence, and Rhodes' claim that Buckley was honest would have collided with his convictions for burglary, stealing, and theft. Calling them might have hurt more than helped. The defense even put on the killer's son's mother, Cindy Boyer, to testify he was a good father, failing to pile on cumulative or self-defeating witnesses. The court held is not ineffective assistance. So that was fine. So this is what they're trying to put through the court for now, and then they'll have another one to pop up with later. That's kind of a better argument. By 2006 here, he's out of ordinary appeals. So they're going to set an execution date, and then he's got to try to do federal shit and all that. Okay. Then, Jesus Christ. June 8th, 2009.
Yeah.
Stephanie. We remember Stephanie. Right. Poor Stephanie here. Stephanie Ray Pruitt. She got remarried in December of 2005.
Good for her.
Yep. She married a guy named John Shuffit.
Yeah.
Sounds like shove it. Shuffit. He'd been married previously. They lived in St. Mary for about a year in 2007. Some of her children were active in the St. Mary's Youth Baseball League that year. And according to friends, Stephanie expressed interest in becoming involved in city politics while living there.
Oh, look at her.
She's really maturing here. She's 35 now, you know. So now the problem is her and John's marriage doesn't go too great.
Shuffit ain't a great guy, huh?
No, records indicate that he filed for a legal separation or annulment of the marriage in January of 2008. The case was dismissed, though, and because they're not going to give him an annulment. So neighbors and friends that know Stephanie said that Stephanie was planning to divorce if they couldn't get that. They were trying to get an annulment, but if not, they do the divorce. She was managing a restaurant at this time and very much into gardening still, really working on her garden outside of her trailer. They all still live in trailers, though. Now, about 7:15 p.m. this evening in June of 2009, this is according to the sheriff, Stephanie is outside of her home trying to fix a lawnmower, and one of the neighbors was trying to help her fix a lawnmower. Something was wrong with it. She had it tipped over, doing everything. According to them, out of nowhere, her 53-year-old husband, John, pulled up to the home. Mm-hmm. The neighbor was helping the repair, like we said. He drives up to the mobile home, gets out of the vehicle carrying a rifle, the husband. Yeah. The neighbor left the yard and ran behind the trailer, and then reported hearing a brief verbal exchange and then a gunshot, and then a car driving off. He returned and found Stephanie on the ground, shot in the chest with a .30-30 rifle.
Good Lord.
Dude, her picker is off. This poor woman.
Yeah.
That's why I said her father, whatever it seems like he's okay, had to have been not great when she was growing up.
Two men that are willing to kill you over this.
Jesus. So the county sheriff's department deputies were called to the mobile home at 7:15. The call was placed by one of Stephanie's children, who said her mother had been shot by his mother had been shot by his father, is the way he put it. When deputies arrived, they found Stephanie lying on the ground outside the home. She suffered a gunshot wound, and she dies at the scene.
Yeah.
That's it. Killed her. Now, neighbors tell police which direction John drove off in, and he's later finally located by a deputy about 10 miles away near Silver Lake, where they find out when they approach that he had already shot and killed himself.
Of course he did. What a
Blew his fucking brains out in the truck.
Wow.
Yep. The children at home at the time of the shooting were 11 through 16 years old. And they weren't threatened or harmed because they were inside the whole time. None of the children were injured. Two of Stephanie's children and one of the children's friends were present at the home during during this whole thing. And they said they believe the children did not see the shooting. The woman's third child was at a neighbor's house. So she leaves behind two daughters and a son.
Yeah.
Which is horrifying. Those poor kids have been through so fucking much.
Imagine.
And she's just trying to make a life for herself, and that sucks, man.
These guys are such dicks to her.
It's fucking ridiculous. One local resident who knew Stephanie said, quote, "This is very sad. She had already lived through a terrible situation, and now this happens. I feel for her, and especially for the children." Yeah. Which is exactly the right thing to say. Then the prosecutor from the Bucklew case chimes in. And it's so silly. I don't think this is her main concern. Quote, "It always made me sad because she wanted to be there at the execution because she wanted to be the last thing he saw before he died. She was proud of the fact that she testified against him." That's not her main concern, probably. That's what makes you sad. Not that she's got 3 fucking children without a mother have had 2 horrible traumatic things happen in front of them. That's not the sad part.
Not that you don't get to prosecute a man for doing something terrible to
not even that
3 children's mom.
The sad part is nobody gets to watch a guy die by spite.
She doesn't
That's the real tragedy here, is spite won't get to be thrown onto a condemned man. That's the tragedy. I think the tragedy is she's dead and her kids don't have a mom. That's the real tragedy.
I think there's a lot of tragedies here, and what he just said isn't one of them.
Not one of them at fucking all.
I don't see that as tragic.
Who knows if by then she would even want to be a part of that at all? Maybe she'd want to put it behind her. You don't fucking know.
Here's a tragedy, sir. That piece of shit with all the flowers in his mouth got to outlive her. That's a tragedy.
That's a tragedy right there.
He gets to dance in his jail cell that she's dead.
Yep. And John, his relatives and friends described him as nonviolent and active in church.
I disagree.
Well, it seems like he's pretty violent. Yeah, just based on the facts.
Seems like a very violent man.
Seems like a bad guy. 2011, Michael Sanders' son, Zach, said he's moving on with his life. He took the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude battery there, the ASVAB test that all of us kids who didn't have good grades were given.
How'd you do on it?
None of the kids. You know what's funny about that? I got it back.
Yeah.
It was at the end of the day, put it in my fucking backpack, said I'll look at that shit later.
Yeah.
Went out, was doing shit with my friends, fucking around, walking around, left it behind a Sears service center where we were smoking weed on their loading dock and never found my backpack again. So I have no idea how I did on whole backpack I left. It was gone. I have no idea how I did on the ASVAB. None.
I went to the recruiting station and evidently did pretty well. Enough to make a recruiter come to my house day after day until I broke my lease and never saw him again.
They came to my house day after day too, just because you existed and you were doing shitty in school.
Yeah.
But the test has nothing to do with that shit. I don't know what it said. We took it in school, I remember, and it was.
Did you? I went to the recruiting
station. The library. It was like you could get out of a class for it. So I was like, sure, I'll fucking dick around with a fucking test. Why not? And
wow, they're recruiting hard up there.
Oh, they're recruiting everywhere. Yeah, this was in the 90s. Nobody wanted to join the fucking military in the mid-90s. Who the fuck wants to join that shit? Yeah,
I had to go down to the place.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that. I had no interest in that shit. This was just
2000. I did it.
Fuck, man. But yeah, that test. So he said he's enlisted in the Army. He said he's just waiting for the call to go to basic training. He plans to make a life in the military. He says that he doesn't mind if he has to go fight overseas. Yeah. He says he just doesn't want to be defined by what happened 15 years ago to his dad.
What year did he take that he's doing this in 2010?
2010.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, it's life. You can't change nothing. What's done is done. Oh. He said if he could tell his dad something, he'd just say, I hope you're proud of me. So that's nice. 2013-14, the Supreme Court of the United States denies his petition, Rusty's petition, for a writ with respect to his federal claims. So 2014, his execution is nearing.
Oh, boy.
The governor, Jay Nixon, told the AP that while he was considering Bucklew's clemency request, he hadn't seen a reason to intervene. Mm-hmm. He said, this guy committed very, very heinous crimes, and while it's difficult and challenging this part of the job, we'll continue to move forward unless a court says otherwise. I ain't going to be the guy to pull the plug on this one, he said, basically. In addition to the stay request, a federal court is considering a request to allow Bucklew's lawyers to record the execution on video.
Say again?
They want to record it on video. They want to go, hey, you do it behind closed doors. Let's show people how gross it is, basically.
Oh, boy.
Now, they said the Department of Corrections works very hard to make sure this challenging responsibility is handled as humanely as possible. That's what the governor said. The AP and 4 other news organizations filed a lawsuit against the Missouri Department of Corrections claiming the state's refusal to provide information on the execution drug violates the public's constitutional right to have access to information about punishment. Which, we bought those drugs, no matter what they are.
Tell me what you are. Tell me what you're putting
If your tax dollar paid for it, that shit needs to be public.
Yeah.
Absolutely public.
If you're putting Drano in them, we have to know.
That's it. There's the Missouri Supreme Court they go before, which consists of a man with a corncob pipe,
Missouri?
Nellie.
Yeah.
A man with a corncob pipe, Nellie,
yeah.
and one of those wavy-armed car dealership things, but of Patrick Mahomes. Those are the 3 members of the Missouri Supreme Court.
And they all have lots of Sweet Baby Rays on their fingers.
Tons of it. So they set a new execution date of May 21st, 2014. On that day, the Supreme Court issues a stay of execution, which later expires. Now, the big thing the lawyers are fighting over is his medical condition. His treating physician at the Department of Corrections considered the bleeding risk serious enough that Bucklew was, this is while he's on death row. He's issued his own biohazard bags and gauze to keep in his cell so he can, quote, mop up his own hemorrhages.
He's just bleeding?
His face is just exploding and he's got problems.
And they're tired of cleaning up after him. So
they can't keep going in there. He just gets his own medical shit.
Oh, my God.
He has to sleep on his right side, propped up at a 45-degree angle on pillows because lying flat lets gravity drag his swollen uvula across his windpipe like a curtain.
He's going to suffocate.
Yeah, he's going to suffocate. And he starts most mornings by cleaning all the blood off his face that's collected over the night.
That is terrible.
This is almost better just to keep him alive if you hate him, isn't it? If you want if you want him to suffer, this is way worse. Make him do this till he's 90. That would be awesome. Fuck him.
Good morning, Bloodface. Here's your
yeah. What's up, hemorrhage fucking chin? Nice to see you. Oh God. So the Missouri's standard method of killing people, this is one of the appeals here, is to lay them flat on a gurney and run a needle into a vein. Russell Bucklew could not safely lie flat. Could not reliably offer up a vein, and carried a tumor in his throat that the act of dying might rupture. The execution chamber and the disease were on collision course with this, basically. So, heading to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
But he gets sick while that's going on. Oh. He contracts bacterial meningitis.
Fuck.
Which is a nasty, fast-moving infection, and he's hospitalized for close to 2 weeks. The infection collapsed his airway.
Yeah, that'll
So he
fuck
had to be
you
intubated. He was put on a ventilator to breathe for him, and before he was discharged, surgeons performed a tracheotomy, cutting open his windpipe and putting a breathing tube right in his neck.
Well, good news. Now your uvula doesn't...
There you go. The tube was still in place at the time of the Supreme Court argument, which was handled here. Now, they said if he breathed through a tube in his throat, did the choking risk still exist?
It's a crazy question.
That's the legal question.
Yeah.
His lawyer said the tube could come out at any time, and the disease underneath had only worsened. The body kept finding new ways to almost kill him, so just let him die. There's also Doctors Joel Zivit and Dr. Antognini. These are anesthesiologists. Zivit is for Bucklew, and the other guy is for the state of Missouri. Yeah. They had competing affidavits here about suffocation windows, whether a vein could be accessed without a cut-down technique. They do this thing where they have a backup technique with the lethal injection. If they can't find a vein, then they will cut into your leg and find a vein in your leg that they cut open and stick it down there. Boy. That's the cut-down technique, and that's a backup plan, basically, if they can't find your arm fucking veins. They said his medical expert, the anesthesiologist, Dr. Joel Zivit, described the airway. If you touch it, it bleeds.
Gross.
That's what he said. So by 2017, he believed the tumors posed an imminent risk of catastrophic, life-threatening hemorrhage. During the years his execution was being scheduled and rescheduled, he survived the bacterial meningitis and all that kind of shit. Basically, it's lay this guy down, jab repeatedly at his shitty, hard-to-find veins, and basically the rising blood pressure will likely rupture the tumor in his throat. They said even if everything went according to plan, the phenobarbital would shut down his ability to manage his own airway while he was still conscious, and he would feel himself choking and suffocating, possibly drowning in his own blood. For a window, his expert estimated at 52 to 240 seconds, anywhere in there. And that's the legal argument is, and even the Supreme Court says that if he's drowning, that wouldn't be an approved method of execution, drowning or that sort of thing. So the state's expert said 20 to 30 seconds. It's not that bad, 20 to 30. So the fight wasn't even about whether he would be hurt. It was about how long would he be awake while he suffocated. That's what they're arguing over, okay? Then there is a one-page summary, and that's by the sworn testimony of the Department of Corrections official, not Bucklew's treating physician or anyone that's ever actually examined him, just the official from the Department of Corrections. Then they even say in it that it is not a complete medical record. It's a summary. And the form said it noted that Bucklew had the disease on his face and lip. They got that right, but they did not mention the tumor in his throat. And that's the whole point of the case. So nothing in the record suggested that anyone would check it out. The medical team would not be giving him MRIs or anything like that, anything. So Bucklew's lawyer said when the team starts the process, they're not going to be aware of his breathing issues because it's not in the form, because that's exactly what happened the time before. A one-page summary that listed a facial condition, failing to mention the throat, and indicating no breathing difficulty. Okay. Now, on April Fool's Day, 2019, the court ruled against him 5-4.
That's a bad
And
day.
we know exactly which 5 and which 4 those are, by the way. The dissents here, Justice Breyer, who is still around, wrote the principal dissent, joined by Ginsburg, Sotomayor, and Kagan, and argued that Bucklew had produced enough evidence of tumors in the airway and expert testimony that his execution by lethal injection could be excruciating and that he could choke and suffocate on his own blood while conscious, and that at the very least the case deserved a full outing of the facts rather than a summary dismissal. They're not even saying we shouldn't execute him. They're just saying we should go over it before we execute him to make sure that doesn't happen, rather than just say, we don't think it'll happen, fuck it, hit the gavel. So Buckley had twice been within hours of execution. This is in 2019, only to have the U.S. Supreme Court grant last-minute reprieves over the concerns he might suffer.
Yeah.
Now, they have a clemency request to Governor Mike Parsons that the tumor could choke him to death. And Russell Bucklew wrote in this, quote, "The law doesn't take into consideration that with age comes wisdom. I'm absolutely a different person. I feel terrible about what happened to Stephanie Ray and Michael Sanders." I don't think that's really the issue here. That's not really the issue anybody gives a shit about.
Tumors or not, I'm rehabilitated.
I'm
Good
fine.
work, guys.
So,
You did it.
Yeah, it's good. You should patch me up and let me out. Put a couple of Band-Aids on me. Now, according to the concern with Missouri's execution drug, the state uses a single dose of pentobarbital but refuses to say where it gets it. They're getting it on the street. There's no legitimate company will sell it to them anymore. So they literally could be in a parking lot going, "Hey, you got any pentobarbital?" And the guy goes, "I got a little bit."
Yeah.
Wow. The source is believed to be a compound pharmacy, since large pharmaceutical companies prohibit the use of their drugs for executions.
Compound pharmacies are doing this.
Oh, man. So the Supreme Court stepped in to halt Buckley's execution in 2014 and 18, but then in April of 2019, they gave the go-ahead for the execution. Now, there's been other things. In 2017, the execution of a twice-convicted killer named Alva Campbell, who suffered from smoking-related breathing problems, had to be halted in Ohio when a usable vein couldn't be found to administer execution drugs.
Wow.
He ended up dying the next year anyway at 69. In 2018, Alabama halted the lethal injection of Doyle Lee Ham when the execution team had trouble getting the intravenous line connected. Ham had damaged veins because of lymphoma, hepatitis, and drug use.
Good Lord.
So just let that guy die in a room. Who cares?
He's got 3 things working against him already.
Who cares? Let him fucking suffer. A doctor hired by Ham's lawyer wrote in a report that Ham had at least 11 puncture sites and bled heavily from his groin during the attempts to connect the line.
Holy.
All those diseases, bleeding from the groin, I think we exacted our pound of flesh here. Let's let him die in a room. Who cares? 3 years later, then in 2017, the court set a third date for Bucklew's execution, and then they issued a stay again in 2018. Finally, 2019 is when they issued the opinion, and the stay of execution expired. Documents said around 1 month later, May 3rd, the state filed a motion to set an execution date, to which he filed another thing back and forth. And the Supreme Court of Missouri, again, corncob pipe, Nelly, and giant wavy arm Patrick Mahomes guy, all issued a warrant for the execution of Bucklew on June 25th, 2019. There's a huge protest, by the way.
Really?
And a big petition on this one. The advocates delivered more than 57,000 petition signatures asking the governor to stop the execution. That's a lot of people, 57,000. I get you can do online petitions back then. It's a lot less impressive than if you went door to door, but still.
Yeah. It's based on the fact that this man is super sick, and this is crazy, right?
Super sick. There's a big, at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, there's a big editorial, "Death is not justice. Missouri should spare Russell Bucklow."
If you stab him, he might bleed to death.
If you stab him, they said if you touch him, he bleeds.
Yeah.
They said that this basically, they go on to say he was convicted. We do not ask that he be exempt from accountability of his crimes. We only ask that Missouri avoid its own horrific display of how the state can use its power to take life so inhumanely. Governor Mike Parson can choose to commute Bucklow's sentence to life without parole or move forward and carry out what would be a gruesome and torturous execution. On Thursday, leaders and volunteers from the ACLU, Missourians for Alternatives to the Death Penalty, will be on the ground delivering almost 60,000 signatures. That's what they say. So they say that the death penalty is rife with errors and inconsistencies, fails to deter crime. That's a mathematical fact. And has a steep cost, not only financial, but in human terms. Fuck human terms. It's expensive. It's the most... All this shit we just described. Do you know how much that cost the fucking state?
It's outrageous.
When you could just literally let this guy bleed out in his cell and he would die? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you guys would like that going to your schools or your roads, maybe anything else, but
just
that
let him blossom tumors for the rest of his life.
Who gives a fuck?
Room.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
You're not even sopping him up. You're just throwing gauze at him
and saying, "Put it in a bag, and we'll collect it at the end of the day."
Pass the red bag under the door.
Yeah. So October 1st, 2019, execution day is here.
Really?
And he is not too sick for one thing, Jimmy. You know what that is?
Last meal.
Last meal, everybody.
Is it yogurt?
It is not.
What is it?
Any guesses besides yogurt?
Fried chicken. They always love fried chicken.
It's not, actually.
Did he get a steak?
He got a gyro sandwich.
Okay.
Really in the mood for some tzatziki. That's what he was interested in.
You know what I want? Cucumbers, tomatoes.
Gyro sandwich. That's one of those. Also, a smoked brisket sandwich, which is a good choice.
Yeah, in Missouri it sure is.
Brisket's great.
Yeah.
2 orders of French fries.
This guy is not. Did he have a date?
So no, this is all for him.
Wow.
A Coke and, to round it out, a banana split.
Banana split.
Not a bad last meal. Pretty good.
Doubled up on the sandwiches, though.
Brisket, fries, Coke, a banana split, a gyro. That's pretty good shit, man.
How'd you get all that down past that tumor, sir?
Is past your fucking uvula there.
Yeah.
So, by the way, in the last meal study that we saw here, one of the authors said that basically it analyzes 247 last meals, all of them ordered by condemned prisoners in the United States from 2002 to 2006. And we've done the steak stats before because a lot of guys get steak. The average meal came in at 2,756 calories. But 4 requests from Texas and Oklahoma before they stopped doing last meals were estimated to have gone beyond 7,000. 70% of the prisoners ask for fried food, and many requested specific brands. 16% ordered Coca-Cola, and 3 inmates wanted Diet Coke because they're morons.
Diet?
Diet.
There are people that just love the flavor.
They like the taste. Yeah, they've gotten used to it.
There are 3 people.
Yeah. So the one thing they said is the execution team here was extremely careful, way more careful than they would have been at any other time, because to basically make everybody wrong as far as let's not fucking hurt him, basically. They sedated him with Valium beforehand. Oh. Also, so he wouldn't freak out. They elevated the head of the gurney, the accommodation that the defense had begged for, so if the tumor ruptured, it wouldn't go down there. And his lawyer acknowledged afterward that the steps taken to make the execution less horrific appeared to have worked. Oh. So he didn't do anything. He lay under a white sheet, looked around the room, twitched his feet, took a deep breath, and then that was that. So died at 6:23.
What if
p.m.
This might be spitballing and a little.
Hey, what are we doing here, Jimmy? Sure.
Optimistic. What if we just did that every time?
Well,
Every time
You
that
mean
there was
prop them up.
Yeah,
'Cause
if
it
there
wouldn't
was
matter to someone who isn't.
bad enough guy that deserves to be killed, perhaps we put him in a sleep number, a little Tempur-Pedic, a little adjustable Craftmatic. Get their feet up, make them comfortable.
For most people, it wouldn't matter though.
Yeah, put up a little Netflix in the corner, let them watch a nice TV show.
Or they don't even give them last meals anymore.
No.
That's what I mean. We've gotten to the point where like we won't even do that for people. Like we're like, no, we're going to execute them. We're going to treat them like shit the whole way. You don't have any. Even back in the day, like they would hundreds of years ago, when they're going to shoot somebody, they have a last meal and a cigarette, treat them like a human being for 5 fucking seconds, mainly for you. Right. So you're not a piece of shit for doing what you're doing. Not to do with them.
And the poor fuck that whoever passing laws for this stuff, the poor fuck that has to pull the switch or put the needle, they don't have any say in which way we do this. It's some fucking dickbag in a suit that's at home tonight with his wife cooking him dinner. Yeah. Has nothing to do, that's not even going to be here for this.
No. It's complete bullshit, and the fact that the last meal thing is ridiculous. You can at least give a guy a fucking last meal, and if you can't give a guy a last fucking meal, then you shouldn't be shooting them, or you shouldn't be injecting them, shooting them up.
Then shoot them in the face.
Yeah, or don't even do that, or just let them rot in a fucking room. It sucks in there, and it's cheaper. Sorry.
The only time I've heard of him taking it away is just because some dick ordered a bunch of food and then gave him the finger and walked away.
Rather than saying you're not getting all of that.
Right.
You ordered 10 things, we'll give you the first 5 you asked for.
Yeah.
Fuck yourself, and everybody else gets it fine. Why
Ralphie
can't we?
May ordered everything on the menu and threw it all in the trash. You can still order food at Stand Up Live in the green room.
Yeah. No, but that's a very inside story.
It's a great story.
This is a fucking excuse.
Yeah.
So, because when you treat people bad enough and have the death penalty and do all this, what more can you run on? What more can your ads be of how you fuck with people? Now you can even say, I don't even let them have a last meal no more. That's right. They can have what everyone else is having. I'm tough on crime. Jerk-offs. Okay, now the reactions. The Sheriff Jordan, who shrugged his shoulders when he was missing for days out of the jail. Yeah. That guy who was like, I don't know, we'll find him when we find him.
We'll get him. We'll get up bright and early, make up some coffee, and we'll get on the good foot and go find him.
But for one day, though, after that, I mean, we all got shit we got to do.
We'll all have crullers, don't worry.
He said, in my opinion, he should have died a long time ago. In my opinion, the world would have been a safer place when the world will be a safer place when he's no longer with us. And Captain David James with the Sheriff's Department said, quote, he had no regard for anyone's safety as well as his own. We'll all be safer when he's gone. Probably true. So there you go, everybody. That is Cape Girardeau or whatever the fuck it is, Missouri, and a goddamn crazy fucking case. This guy was nuts all over. Crazy. So
this lady's luck. The poor
Stephanie
thing.
had it bad. Stephanie, bad luck. Well, wrong guy every time. That's
every
what
time.
It is. She would have, I mean, if she just said, after this whole thing, she said, I'm going to try ladies.
I'm going to swear off dating.
I'm going to
do it on my own. Yeah.
Swear off guys.
Yeah.
Dude. If I was a woman, I could make myself like women. If these are my options, all these guys. I don't care. Tits are great.
That's
whatever.
It's so fun.
Figure it out. I'll figure it out. Maybe it's not my first choice, but it's better than getting murdered. Fucking beaten and raped and fucking
certainly not my worst choice.
Stalked. No. So anyway, if you like that show, get on whatever app you're on and give us 5 stars. If you're on Netflix, thumbs up help a fucking lot. So do that. All that shit helps a lot. So anytime you tell somebody, thank you.
We're very highly rated on Netflix.
Oh, well, thank you people for doing that. I don't know. I've never watched us on Netflix
Somebody texted me the other day and said hundreds of thousands of likes and 4.5 stars. It's fantastic. It's going very well.
I've literally never watched us on Netflix.
You think I want to look at my fucking face?
I can't. I'm not going to watch myself.
I want to look at it when I'm shaving this stupid head.
That's like being a band and wearing your own shirt on stage. Like, that's just weird.
It's beating off in the mirror. Why would you do that?
Watching myself. Yeah, that's strange shit. So definitely do all that. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for live shows. They're all coming out. And September 18th, we're going to be at the Pabst in Milwaukee. Yeah. That's a beautiful venue, and there's only a few seats left. stuff. So if you want to go to that one, get in there right now. The next day, we will be in Minneapolis on September 19th at the State Theater.
Big theater.
Also a beautiful place, and it's great. And get your tickets now because Milwaukee's beating you. Get in there, Minneapolis. What are you doing, guys? Come on.
Show us how nice you are.
Show us that damn Minnesota nice. We're ready for your hot dish, all. October 3rd in Dallas, October 16th in San Jose, October 17th in Sacramento, and then November 13th in Terrytown, New York at that beautiful Terrytown Music Hall.
So fun.
And then love that place. And then the next night, love that place too, the Chevalier in Boston there, outside of Boston in Medford. You don't even have to drive into the city. It's fucking great on the 14th. Get your tickets now. That is shutupandgivememurder.com is where those all are. Follow us on social media. Very easy to do that. We're at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town Pod on Facebook, and you can do all that. Then you got to get yourself Patreon. I'm sorry.
Do ya?
We'll also listen to our other two shows, Crime in Sports and Your Stupid Opinions. I'm going to make this appeal to the camera here. Crime in Sports, you will like it. You don't have to like sports. Trust us. Jimmy, look at the camera. Tell them.
Do you think I haven't been staring this whole time?
Your camera's over next to me over here. So yeah, you stare over here and I'll stare at the one next to your head. Yes.
Please do. It's great. We appreciate you all for being a part of it. It's the most fun you're going to have.
It is the most fucking fun. Check it out. And we just finished a series on the Yahweh Ben Yahweh cult because one of their main hitmen happened to play football for like 2 weeks. I mean, that's literally what it is. You're going to find crazy stories of insanity. And also, Your Stupid Opinions is just the funniest fucking show on the internet. It's hilarious. Get in there. It's so much fun. So do that. Check those out. Get yourself Patreon. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get everything we put out. Every little thing we put out, including as soon as you subscribe, you're going to get hundreds of back bonus episodes. Hundreds. Almost 400.
That's crazy.
Immediately upon subscription to binge. Then you get new ones every other week. One Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder. How much do they get?
Hundreds.
All of it. Every damn drop. Not the question. We tried to be smooth on that one, but it didn't work out. Okay. This week, what you're going to get for Crime in Sports, Hostage Situations, Part 2, because the first one was so nice we had to do it twice there. We got done with Patty Hearst and everything. We were having too much fun. Then for Small Town Murder, Prisoner Dating Game is back, everybody. 4 bachelors, 4 bachelorettes. Line them up in front of Jimmy, and the only thing they have in common is they're all incarcerated violent felons.
Oh, vicious.
And Jimmy's going to pick one of each based solely on their own profiles and what they say about themselves. And then we get to find out how bad of a choice he made by finding out exactly what these people did to get in there. And there's nobody good. It's basically avoid the pedophile is what he's doing there. Try to move it like a shell game. Yeah. So do that. That is Patreon. Sometimes there's 2. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all of that. And you get everything we put out, all 3 shows, all ad-free with your Patreon. Ad-free. Then on top of that, you get a shout-out, which is right now, Jimmy. Hit me with the best fucking people that are going right now, the people who support us each and every week. Jimmy, hit me with the names right fucking now.
This week's executive producer, Jason Fuller. Hey, pal, how are you?
Hey, Jay
Miss
Full,
you too much. Todd Scott. Penny Boyce, happy hours in Fairfield, Utah. I didn't even know they had one. Sharon Jones, either. Christy Pack, I want to say that correctly. Spooky Roads and Croaking Toads, whatever the fuck that means. And then Vladana Kochik, I imagine is how you pronounce that name. And I think Vladana includes or insinuates female. I don't know. I don't want to go too far, but thank you all so much. That's a great name. That's a very Eastern European, right? Is that what that is? Vladana Kochik?
I have no. Kochik is a Eastern European name. Yeah, Vladana.
It's very tough. She sounds badass.
Sounds good. Yeah.
She knows how to load a gun. Other producers this week: Liz Vasquez, Peyton Meadows, Deanna Snyder.
Or pickle something, either one.
You can handle her booze. Scott Richard in Maricopa. Perhaps Richard, but I like to call it Richard. That's
makes him sound fancier.
Ryan Bender. I don't want to call him a Bender, but he put that in there. So
Oi, Bender.
Yeah. Frank, the South African bird washer. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do. I remember that very much.
Janice Hill and Robert M. Mike M. also. Brooke Jacobson, Audrey McCraney, Heather Annis. All right.
Sure. Why not?
Aaron with no last name. I'm sure she didn't get made fun of ever. Taylor Diamond.
No.
Tim Bush also never got made fun of. Taylor Simpson. Indiana Jim Jones. Devin with no last name. Devon, perhaps. Christed Sherman? Christed? Really? With a D.
Christed.
It's not.
Wow.
It's not a typo. Maybe it's a typo on their part, but not mine.
Maybe.
Sheston with no last name. Sarah White. Tam with no last name. Aria Peterson. Jesse with no last name. Junior Ayuso. Chicken Pecker Party. Gross.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Wow. The weirdest thing ever.
Teresa Gonzalez. I guess we eat their breasts. We don't eat their pecker.
They do peck, too.
Do they have was there a chicken dick? There's got to be a chicken dick. Kathy Evans, Jeff H. Kai with no last name. Megan Afansev, Aaron Bayard, Brian H. A. Schwaller, Pimpachu. Like Pikachu, James, but he's
okay,
a pimp.
but a pimp.
Veronica with no last name. Or she's a pimp.
and Pokemon.
I suppose they can
All
be
right.
both. That's not male.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Cynthia Doherty, Jenny McNeil, Amanda oh boy, Negrete, Amanda, that's who it is. Joyful Johns, Noah with no last name, JC or Jace Coot, Dale with no last name, Andy Surley, Cyril, Xavier with no last name, Jennifer Bainey, CJ with no last name, Jennifer Briscoe, Ray Beach, Hiker Faith, the Cocaine King of Albuquerque, James. His name's Vinny Vishnicki. He's also a junior, the third.
Happy to
Bill
have him on board.
Stanfield. Savannah Stephanie, Candace Lewis, Mags with no last name, Bobby O'Brien, Crunch with no last name, Emily Corkhill, Sandy with no last name, Therese Colby, Laura Milliner, Jean or Jeanne Gribben. It's probably Jean. I don't know. It looks like Jeanne. Alejandro Caceres, Daniel Pope, Nicole Henneman, Allison Dorsey, Jason Baldinger. Badinger. Badinger, maybe. It's not Baldinger. There's no L. Raver.
Interesting. No L.
Raver. Sweet Cheeks. Joshua Anderson. Michelle McComb. Andrew Hurd. Darth Bubbles. Becky with no last name. Lindsay. Ehrlichman. Jen Barrows. Kylie Brown. Crystal Ravenscraft. April with no last name. Dublin D. Joanne Kvalsund. Grundle. Hannah Key, Jessica Roberts, Michael with no last name, Katie Chris, Jessica Jonick, Gina with no last name, Barry McCockiner, that's definitely a real person. Sure. Leslie with no last name, Jake Loves Maddie, also probably not a real person. Dylan Reeves, nope, that's Dylan with no last name, and also Nolan Reeves. Bear with no last name, Jonathan Yoder, Cleve Pritchard. Jana Lee, Jeff with no last name, Elaine, Allen. That is not Elaine. That is Alan Logan. Kayla Collier. Yep. Emily Robinson, Glenna Suter, Luther Wade, Lizzie with no last name, Nicholas Gomez, Bubba Abernathy, Tiffany Brinkmoller, Ara with no last name, Kenneth Lutz, Jason LaForge, Bobby G, Ashley Grill, John Proctor, Rachel with no last name, Ocean Sullivan, Lowy perhaps, Charlotte with no last name, Natasha Henderson, the letter M, Frankie Rasmussen, Courtney Watson.
Other letters,
James,
get your shit together.
M, not O. Will be next week or 2 weeks. Courtney Watson, Phil Paquette, Katie C, Megumi Hack. Fascinating. Peter S. Christine with no last name. Paul with no last name. Heather Radford. Kathy with no last name. Loud Swimming. 420 Babe. Amanda Gonzalez. Kelly Davis. Amy Ward. Tyler Bennett. Melissa Baird. Teresa Martin. Trish Grant. Fig Jam. Krista Skaggs. Trish Hamill, David Hampton, Jenna H., Blaine B., Neona with no last name, Lisa Kelly, Kim Malone, Joshua Plummer, and every person that patrons the show. You're the best.
Thank you so much, everybody. You beautiful, fantastic bastards. We cannot thank you enough for all that you do for us. We hope that you had a blast in this episode. This was one of those crazy narrative episodes. You're just like, holy shit, what's going to happen next? So Crazy stuff. Glad you enjoyed it. The Homicidal Energizer Bunny is here. And so thank you so much. And if you want to follow us on social media, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. That'll take you anywhere you need to go. There's menus that take you all those places and live. Oh, no, we're not going to. That's live. That's Crime and Sports. We're not going to do it like that. We're going to do, until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.